It is showtime.
The 2026 World Juniors continue to move right along here in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's day number 5, the penultimate day of the preliminary round. And after opening with back-to-back hard-fought losses against the U.S. and Sweden, the Swiss enjoyed a day off yesterday, a little recharged as they go for their first win of the tournament. And that's what the Germans are trying to do today as well. They carry an 0-3 record into their final round-robin game of these World Juniors. It is do or die time. And with that, we officially welcome you here to St. Paul, Minnesota, as we celebrate 50 years of the World Juniors. Laura Dyke and Dave Reed here, and the puzzle pieces starting to take shape when it comes to the quarterfinals on Friday. But all of that will be decided over the last 2 days, over the last 6 games. We may have a light schedule with only 2 games today, but the stakes are huge for these 4 teams, as none have tasted victory yet here in the Twin Cities. Latvia and Denmark still to come here on day 5. That's about 15 minutes away from where we are in Minneapolis. And here the Germans are once again facing a must-win situation at the World Juniors. A loss here today, and that would guarantee that they would be playing for their top-level lives for a 3rd straight year. On the other side of things, for Switzerland, they have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to playing in the relegation game. That is because, as we say hello now to Brian Mudryk and Craig Button, who will be calling the action here today, they have one more game to go tomorrow against Slovakia if they can't get the job done here today.
Laura, to your point, it's a massive game. It's a big situation and a massive stage as well. And in these games, sometimes you need a game breaker, and that guy for the Swiss could be Lars Steiner in his 2nd World Junior tournament.
Yeah, you watch Lars Steiner play, and he's got those offensive abilities, but he thinks the game so very well. He understands how to get open, when to get open. You need a certain level of initiative and patience as an offensive player, and Lars Steiner has that. And you watch him over the course of the past 18 months, you're seeing somebody that's physically matured, and with that physical maturity, he can hold his space a little bit better. He can get into those battles and win pucks, and there's still a lot of room for him to continue along that path of physical maturation. But when you're looking at the ability of Switzerland and players that can dent the twine and get you on the right side of it offensively, certainly Lars Steiner is at the top of the list.
Last year, he was 2nd in rookie scoring in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. 1 goal in this tournament, a player we're certainly watching. Laura.
Well, again, the top 4 teams in each group advance to the quarterfinals. The bottom teams will play in Friday's relegation game. And looking ahead to tomorrow, New Year's Eve, yeah, it's a winner takes the group game between Sweden and the host, so lots still to be decided when it comes to Group A. And Dave, those 2 teams at the top of the standings, they got a first-hand lesson on just how difficult it is to play against the Swiss team. Unfortunately for Switzerland, no points to show for it. I mean, against the powerhouses, they gave up just 6 goals, one of them being an empty netter. Their defense has been incredible so far.
It really has been, and it's a tribute to the way they play their complete team game. They're very good coming out of their zone. They're very good at supporting each other with the puck. But you have to look at their defense to be the leaders offensively. And right now it's Leon Mugli, the captain of this team. Switzerland scored 3 goals. He's got 2 helpers, so that shows you how important he is. Now, he's only started to play his hockey this year. He's been injured most of the year because of a shoulder injury at the start of the year. He plays with the Hershey Bears. Basil Sansonen's played in Rimouski last year. He's now playing in Lausanne. He got a beautiful goal from the point, but he's more of a defensive defenseman. And for Switzerland, their defense are tremendous skaters. They're tremendous puck movers. They've got a team that plays a complete team game. Even though they've only scored 3 goals so far in the tournament, I see this team as a team that could break out. If they scored 5 or 6 in this game, it really wouldn't surprise me. They can dominate at times, but it all starts with their defense. And they'll start deep in their own zone, and their play-up ice is I would say it's as good, if not better, at times than both U.S. and Sweden.
All right. Well, as for Germany, we know what's on the line. We know what the stakes are. This is their last chance to get a win at this year's tournament. Who needs to step up for this team?
To me, it's David Lewandowski. He plays with the Saskatoon Blades. He's a big power forward, but he doesn't play like a power forward at this time. if you look at the way he plays in this tournament, he's right there, but he's not there. Every little play he's made just hasn't quite got to the point where he wants to get. Perfect example of the two examples we're showing here. He's got 1 assist in the 2 games. He's playing in his 2nd World Junior Championship. He plays on a top line with Dustin Wilhoff and Elias Poole. He's a big guy. He powers his way to the net, and he's got to find a way to do even more. And if he can do that, Germany's going to find a way to score more goals. They're going to find a way to compete in this game. But if he doesn't, and he has continued to kind of, I would say, flounder a little bit offensively, because he's got the skill, he's got the ability to do it. He's an Oiler draft pick, but he just hasn't been able to find the back of the net.
Germans captain Tobias Schwartz saying this is going to be the hardest battle, and his team is ready to fight, and they have a chance to win if all of their players are playing their best hockey today. A big one to kick off day 5 at the 2026 World Juniors between Germany and Switzerland here inside Grand Casino Arena.
The 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship on TSN is brought to you in part by TELUS, now offering 5-year plan price lock on select mobility and internet plans. By Esso, from the Esso Medals program to representing Team Canada, Esso is dedicated to Canada's game. And by Tim Hortons, proudly supporting over 100,000 Timbits hockey players in Canada.
From a first game to their biggest game. From Esso medals to gold medals. We are dedicated to Canada's game.
When it all comes together, it could mean you're ready to talk to your doctor about Wegovy. Ask for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings.
Oh, yes. You love our spicy chicken burrito, and it's only $6.67. What are you waiting for? Come get yours today at Casada.
We just keep trucking along at this year's World Junior Hockey Championship. Now day 5 and just 1 game in group play today here in St. Paul. It is Switzerland and Germany, as the Swiss still 2 games to come. It's the final group game for Germany and a massive game for both sides. As we meet the officials, the referees are from Slovakia and Sweden, and the men running the lines from the United States and from Finland. Big test today for Leonard Kneisser, 0-1 in the tournament. He allowed 6 goals on 47 shots in the opener against the United States. That was an entertaining game, though, for Germany in that one. And Christian Kirsch gets the call, a San Jose Sharks 4th-round pick. He's 0-1, allowed 2 goals on 20 shots in his game against the United States, as well as the Americans and the Swedes are perfect in our group. Head coach of Team Germany is Tobias Eibstreiter. And the 7th straight appearance in this main championship for Germany. They are desperate to stay there. And the head coach for Switzerland, Jan Cadeau, who's taking over for Patrick Fischer on the Swiss national team. He's done a great job behind the bench. So our only game here inside Grand Casino Arena. And massive implications. You win this game, and you ensure yourself a spot in the quarterfinals. Final instructions from Alexander Osterberg.
Everybody ready? Yeah, wait for the... Perfect. Everybody stick down here. Yeah, Swiss come later. Stick down.
Neuschwander, Seidel, puck down, won by Seidel. Underway here in our lone game at today's World Junior Hockey Championship. Foot race on in the corner. Simon Seidel racing in. Good stick lift to the puck. Zipped all the way to the line, but out of the reach of Max Henzer. Henzer in his 2nd World Junior Championship. A reverse play to the far wall. Poke to center. Seidel again on the move. Tries to take it wide. Ustenkov pushed him off the puck. Mugli took a shoulder as David Lewandowski trying to lift the stick. Good job by Loris Way. Plays it into the corner to the left of Christian Kirsch, who gets the start in net. Kirsch plays the Ontario Hockey League with the Kitchener Rangers. Mugli in his 3rd World Junior, a couple of games with Hershey in the AHL. He's a Capitals prospect. Had some injury issues this year, but able to compete at this year's World Junior. And we are underway. Craig, what are you expecting from these two nations today?
Well, I'm expecting from Switzerland the same style of play that has showed them some success. They've been in games. They're competitive. They're quick on the puck. They really play a connected game, and that's on the penalty kill, the power play, and certainly 5-on-5. And keep playing to your strengths. Keep using those important elements to create your advantages, keep your advantages, and put your opponent on its heels.
Lenny Booz, the pass in tight. As Schaefer trying to get the shot off, he goes into the corner. Booz for Wilhocht. He got spun around. Puck played to center. As Modar look for that centering feed. Modar trying to follow it up. And Carlos Hendel, the Habs prospect, finds the puck up the ice. There's a great chance in tight. Batting on the shot, though, was Schaefer. Puck behind the net, and it's underneath Kirsch. As Kirsch was kind of down and out, but it was underneath him, and he snags it and holds.
It's got to be a bad feeling. You're coming in here ready to snap this shot off with a chance to score, and just slides off his stick. He takes a look, and then he decides he's going to shoot. And what he was looking to shoot wasn't there for him to shoot. And he goes, oh, shoot.
Maxime Schaefer, 1 assist in the tournament, his second World Junior. Plays for Chicoutimi in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. A lot of good CHL connections on both sides of these rosters as Robin Antonin brings it in. Pass across. What a stick, but right in front. Gross-Nicholas couldn't reach the pass. Bleiger, a good stick to poke that away. Gross-Nicholas keeps it alive, though. Robin Antonin flips it to the far wall, and he gets it back from Meyer. And then a tripping call penalty coming up as Poole with the trip. Extra attacker jumps on the ice for the Swiss. And off the reload at center ice, Gian Meyer plays with Frölunda's under-20 team. So a great chance. Delayed power play here coming up for the Swiss. Interesting how both Switzerland and Germany has to score a power play goal in this tournament. Here's a stake up. Along the wall. To the captain, Moodley. He'll hand it up. His stick up shot and fought off as Kreisner found it. Puck behind the net. Germany trying to get possession of the puck, and finally they will. Touched up by Tim Schutz. Elias Poole, I believe, was the guy with the trip, and he'll go to the box.
Switzerland with an early opportunity.
Germany, number 9, minor penalty tripping.
A little turn in, and then Poole gets on the wrong side. Puts his foot out. Catches Antonin. Germany played on day 4. Switzerland get after them early, make them chase the game.
Luther Johnson just keeps it on side. Great shot by Steiner, the young man we talked about off the top of the broadcast, and he whistled it wide. Had a rocket shot to score his first goal of the tournament. Steiner's got the puck again. Big Neuschwander goes to the goal line. Steiner, the Neuschwander. They'll get it back. Steiner delays on the shot, drops it off. Neuschwander back to Steiner. Loris waits in front. Steiner trying to flip it in front way there and right through the crease. And Germany to clear off the stick of Nick Mao.
That's a tough play for Steiner to try to make. The pass has to be absolutely perfect. Players are so good at knocking it down. And we saw an example of exactly that as Germany gets it down the ice.
Steiner brings it in again. Lost the handle momentarily. Recovers the puck. 16-year-old Neuschwander in his second World Junior already to Steiner. Wrist shot blocked. As Kosier, good job by Kosier to block that and send that the length of the ice. Last year, Germany's penalty kill in Ottawa was actually the #1 PK in the tournament. As this year, at 60%, they've allowed 6 power play goals. Only Denmark's allowed more. Antonin into the corner. Gross-Nicholas works it around. Ashleyman. Ike Ashleyman will hand it off. Ustenkov plays it in deep. Antonin. Ustenkov. Up top, Moodley. Ustenkov gets it back. 30 seconds left. And the man advantage for the Swiss. What a chance this is to try get the icebreaker. Moodley, nice hands, keeps the play alive on side. Antonin drops it off. Gross Nicholas back up top. Mugli, wrist shot. And high and out of play as the Swiss moving it around, but no real dangerous chances yet here on Germany.
Got to move the puck quick. And when opponents can get into the shot lane, and we know how committed they are, they're going to block it. Kosher with a blocked shot. We just saw one go out of play. You got to move the puck quick, and you got to shoot the puck off the pass, or the players are just too committed. They're right in the lane, and they're going to block it. And that's a problem when you're too static with your puck movement.
Gross Nicholas down low, jam play. Ashley in the crease, still loose. Antonin there, and he couldn't jam it home. Doug Frey again, up for Mugli. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Gross Nicholas down low one more time. Ashley trying to drag that to the forehand. 3 shots in the power play. Pools out of the box. One last drive off a stick, out of play, and a big kill early by Germany.
Switzerland attacking the net, attacking inside that inner slot area. And that's what you got to do. Quickly making a shot, forcing the goaltender to make the save. Loose puck ensues. You hunt it down. Nice save by Nate Neisser to keep that puck out. Not once, but certainly twice.
Neisser played AAA hockey in Kitchener, Ontario. Played in the Ontario Junior Hockey League with Bradford and Cambridge as well. Was at the World Junior in Ottawa. Neisser didn't get any game action. But in a critical game today, win this game and you get a spot in the quarterfinal and you avoid that one-off relegation game. Good puck battle. Jan Meyer able to win it, throw it back into his own zone. Played up the ice. Foot race on. As Bordori gets to the puck, plays it up top. Blessing fires it across. Wrist shot jammed up. Johnson waiting, shooting, and that'll be gloved down. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play, which is what we expect. Intense game. Lots on the line.
Keep directing the play towards the net. Turn the defenders around. Nice play by Neisser to make sure there's no rebound. Great distractions. That's what you want to do. That's why you go to the front of the net. You're not just looking for pucks. You're looking to make the goaltender's job a lot more difficult.
Worth noting that Switzerland still has Slovakia tomorrow. So they got one more proof game as Johnson right in front, backhand try. What a chance in front. Cyril Henry was alone, and again, Neisser has been the busier goalie, obviously, here this first period so far. Swiss changing behind the play, and alertly they get off in time to avoid the too many men charge. Big body check on the 7th as Henry took a shot for Carlos Handel. Handel on the puck right now. The Montreal Canadiens draft pick. He is second in tournament ice time amongst all players as he's on the puck right now. They'll throw it up the left side. Lenny Booz cutting in. His shot off the stick and wide. Mugli quickly there to play it off the wall for Loris Way. Wilhot. Burrows gets it to Booz. Booz. Nice move. Cutting in. Booz to the forehand. Wrap try through the crease and cleaned up in time. As Jona Neuschwander able to take that away from a dangerous area. Right through the crease on Kirsch. That's probably the best chance for Germany in the early part of this game. Robin Antonin. Long flip it. Kosher. Little shoulder check, and he plays it up the left side. Gets it to center. Nicholas Blessing lays it back for Antonin. He got tripped up as he saw this dropping the stick. The point shot stopped. As Rivas might have got away with, but play continues, obviously. Puck in front of the Swiss zone. Germany brings it back in. Yeah, a little bit of feistiness in this game. Some conversations after whistles. Brought in offside. Leonard Neisser. Puck in the crease. And he's able to keep things 0-0.
It is the work that no one sees. It is relentless. It screams at you. One more set, one more rep, one more time. It is what fuels you. Gatorade. Is it in you?
On a crisp winter night by a couch twice their size, gathered a family who saw things with childlike eyes. What was this festive feel? Why the Tim's holiday meal? There were lattes and donuts topped off with Biscoff, flatbread pizzas with festive fun socks. Let's light up the tree, we heard them cheer. Oh, well, they laughed. A small blunder, my dear. So if you too want that magical feel, feed your inner child with the Tim's holiday meal.
Some love for Scott Allen, the linesman here. Not only do they have to find a way to get out of the way, they have to keep their eye on the play. He's up on the boards, and he realizes, wait a second, that's offside. Gets out of the way and makes the call. Things happen quick. Nice job by Scott Allen.
Yeah, Greg, it's a training ground for the players. It's a chance for the officials, referees, linesmen to get their work in as well, developing their game. They work hard too. Another group away from their family around the holiday season to help bring you this championship. So face off in front of the Swiss bench in a 0-0 game. Played up the right side, foot race on. Getting there is Borgori. Borgori take it down in the corner. And then Nolan Cat lost a stick. Spache Mariscal plays it to the wall. He continues that puck battle. Lessing digs it free, works it across, wrist shot, and that's swatted away into the netting there by Knizer.
Germany has two opportunities to make sure they stay in the A pool next year in Edmonton Red Deer. The number one would be winning this game in regulation. Failing that, maybe getting help from another team if they win it in overtime and somebody knocks out Switzerland or Slovakia, or they win the relegation game. I know what the easier path is. Just win today, get all the 3 points.
Yeah, take care of what you can control in this game right now, right here. Fabio Gauger sends it to the right side. Fabio wears number 5. Timo wears number 22. The Gauger brothers, twin brothers, and they play in the same team here. They play together back home in Frankfurt. As Germany controls the puck. Dumped it behind the net. Simon Sedel plays it into the corner behind the net. Schwartz finds it, backhands it to the far point. Long shot driven high over the net. Kerbler had the puck, lost it. Motter will pick it up, though, with some pace in center ice, and he was stripped by Fabio Gauger. Gauger, the backhand in. David Lewandowski, the lone guy in. Oilers' 4th-round pick this past year. Lewandowski behind the net. Protects the puck, goes up top, and he missed Hendel, and it's all the way down the ice. Thanks to that power play, the shot 7-1 in favor of the Swiss. And all time, these two nations at this championship, even Steven, both with 8 wins. They both played great improved play, some tightly contested games. Looking forward, Craig, I was looking forward to seeing how this one would play out today. Here's Moodley. Backhand for Reber. They'll hand it off. Neuschwander. Barreling in. Centering feed. Oh, what a stop as he got it across. And Knizer, one of his best saves of the game. What a good rush there by the Swiss. Little backhand flip in front by Schaefer. Puck cleaned up, put behind the net. Toppin, able to drive it right back in. Gonna Neuschwander. You mentioned him, just 16 years of age, 2nd World Junior. At 15, he was the youngest player ever to record a point back in the National League back home in Switzerland. The top division, pretty special stuff for him. 6'3" and so much room to grow and develop his game state. His brother is the backup for this game as Blessing works it across. That missed shot again. Knizer through traffic, able to make the save. Blessing in the corner. They'll drop it off. Gross-Nicholas lost the handle on the puck, and it comes to center. He's got to reload. Watched by Poole. As in the last game, Poole had the lone goal in that 8-1 loss to Sweden. Sweden really found their game in that contest. Their power play was red hot. Everyone got a lot of touches, feeling good about their game. And what an epic one we got tomorrow night. It'll be Sweden, USA. Winner takes the group right here in this building on New Year's Eve. That'll be a ton of fun. Puck behind the net. Mowell in the corner. Shielding off is Benny Weideher. Put it behind the net for Janssen. Chip to center. Trying to barrel in was Borodori. And he thought about playing it, but Knizer will just squeeze for a face-off instead. Pretty good chances, especially for the Swiss so far in this period, as Knizer's been the busier goalie. Nice save there.
By joining the skilled trades, you'll make a living while making places to live. You'll build a strong, stable career for today and for tomorrow. Plus, with over 140 skilled trades to choose from, there's more opportunity than ever to build a bright future for all of us. Building stronger communities right here at home. That's how we protect Ontario.
This holiday season, give the gift of endless entertainment.
All right, should we roll?
Right now. Get Crave starting at $3.99 a month for your first 3 months. And stream hit series.
Okay, on my couch.
Canadian Crave Originals.
The sweetest the elevator.
It's busted.
Plus, bring on the festive magic with iconic classics.
Best time of the year.
Get Crave starting at $3.99 a month for your first 3 months. Ends January 12th. Terms apply. Only available at crave.ca/subscribe.
You try to look to your power play to get some offense, and Germany right now, the power play is being blanked. The penalty kill got blown up against Sweden in Germany's third game. When you don't have a lot of high-end skill and you get an extra player on the ice is what the power play offers you, it's an opportunity to find a way to get the puck into the net, give your team some of that much-needed offense.
9:13 remaining, first period, our only game here inside the building today. These two nations facing off. Moogly's drive, and there's no screen, so that'll be gloved down by Knizer.
Health Partners and TRIA are proud to be the official medical providers of the 2026.
So those numbers do tell a story, Craig, as we look at the replay of the save. What does the eye test tell you, though, about Germany?
Well, I mean, they play hard, they skate well, but the bottom line is that they don't have enough depth in their lineup. They don't have enough. They don't have enough players that can go and get the other team uncomfortable. So they need the real good goaltending. They need a power play goal here or there, and they need some breaks. Well, yesterday, Knizer didn't play. Didn't even brace. They knew that this game was going to matter a lot, so they made sure that he was out of uniform, getting rested up for this game. So Tobias Abstreiter, he knows what the deal is.
Here's Schwartz. He'll drop the puck off. Kosher wanted the pass. Wrist shot instead, as it was fired right on by Simon Sato and handled by Kirsch.
You see effort. You see purpose. You see a team that's well coached and has a good plan. But all that being said, if you don't have enough talent, it becomes really difficult not only to win, but as the competition is better, more skilled, more depth, that task becomes just about impossible.
Face off back to Blessing. Puck on his stick. They'll feed the left wing. Good job, Ashley Mack. Pumped it into the zone. The backhand from the wall from Modar. That was saved by Knizer. Swiss come again. Great shot right in front. Score! The red job in front, and there's the icebreaker. Kimi Kubler, first of the tournament, 1-0 Switzerland.
It's just a shot that's feathered in there by Blessing. Blessing just kind of lays it in there. Knizer just kind of makes the save, and then it's sitting right there. Keebler has got all kinds of time to pick a spot. There he is all by himself. The puck comes in there, and it just off the quick rebound. One of the really good plays here. Sorry, that was Giad Meyer. I thought it was Blessing, excuse me. But, it did give Keebler a lot of credit. He took it off his skate. It didn't even get to Knizer. What a smart play by Keebler. and then moving around them to deposit the puck into the net. I thought Nizer made the save, but what a brilliant play by Keebler to get up with his skate and maneuver it to his stick.
His first of the tournament, that all-important opening goal here in this game, 8:10 remaining first period.
It was Blessing that moved it over to Jan Meyer, and then Meyer's the one that feathered it over there into the net area.
For the Swiss at the U18 level, they were relegated in Texas earlier this year in 2025, the Under-18 World Hockey Championship. First time they'll have to compete now in that D1 tournament to come up since 2006 for the Swiss program.
Switzerland
right up the draw. Way had the stick slapped into his hand, so another penalty coming up to Germany. Extra attacker out, they'll possess the puck, but a chance now to extend that lead.
Time of the goal, 11:42.
Now, Jan Cadu came right over down the bench, and he knows that this is a real opportunity. Gets Lars Steiner out there. Off the face-off, but I just love when a coach is dialed right into it. You're going to see the penalty coming here right down on the stick, on the hand. Jan Cadu, the coach, right down the line. Steiner, okay, let's get out there. Let's get going with our top group.
Timo Kosher in the box for that slash. Swiss 0 for 1 of the power play. Jammed the line. Ludwig Janssen had it, lost it, and trying to break down the ice is Mauer. The Swiss able to recover up for Steiner. Lars Steiner stops at the boards for Neuschwander. Back to Steiner. They'll go up top as Janssen plays it across. Ludwig Janssen plays pass. Reber back to him. They'll work it down low. Neuschwander. Reber. Side of the net, right in front, wanted Loris Way, and he couldn't jam that through the crease with a pass. Janssen, one more time, across, and a weak one-timer misses the net as he picked up by Steiner. Steiner down low, Way. Steiner's got some room, walks in and shot. Big glove stop, glove in the pad. Able to keep that one out by Nizer. And the pass will take Steiner back to center ice. He takes a look and walks it in quickly. Gains the zone, hands it off. Mugli jumping on the ice, coming right in. Mugli throws it across, score! Beautiful feed and a power play goal. 2-0 on a shot from Yamiro Reber. He's got his first of the tournament, and it's 2-0.
Leon Mugli delivers a picture-perfect pass. He allows the lane cross seam to open up. Steiner makes a great play. Germany's trying to get a fresh group of players out there, but Steiner gains the zone now, and now everybody's looking to catch up to position off the line change. Steiner fights off the check, and then Mugli makes a great play, looking, and there's the lane opening right up. Reber makes a great play to open himself up, sitting back so that lane is available. 2-0 Switzerland. Just a fantastic effort from Steiner into the zone to Mugli. Reber finishing it.
Yamiro Reber, what a great shot. Of course, Naselli in his third World Junior Tournament. He's in his second year in the SHL with HV71 over Europe. And a great shot. And the guy we talked about off the top, Craig Steiner, a difference maker in this game and in this period for the Swiss. Lewandowski across. The point shot missing the mark. As Pape let it go.
And number 15,
Henzer lays it behind the net.
Time of the goal, 13.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in this first period. Swiss dominated the game. 2-0. The shots 14-3 as well. Here's Pape. He'll delay, wanted the tip as he threw it in front. Lewandowski went right through him, and it comes back to center ice for Max Henzer. Pape back to Henzer, Germany changing. Jan Meyer in a puck battle in the corner. Dug free by Benny Weideher, who has a goal in this championship. His dad played in the World Junior back in 1980, and now Benny is doing the same thing here. Great family lineage in that family's history of hockey on the men's and women's side of the family. Good battle in the corner. It continues on. Schaefer in there, trying to dig it free, but it's Nathan Borodori. He finds the puck, feeds the right side, stretched to the left wing. Gross-Nicholas in front. Oh, out of midair. What a great swatted hands from Borodori. Started the play, nearly finished it, but Knizer a good snag. Couple goals here. Kerbler starts it off. Reber, power play goal. 2-0 Swiss.
We are made in Canada. Homegrown, Canadian-owned and operated. We're neighbors, friends, family. We're more than just made in Canada. We're a fabric of Canada.
By joining the skilled trades, you'll make a living while making places to live. You'll build a strong, stable career for today and for tomorrow. Plus, with over 140 skilled trades to choose from, there's more opportunity than ever to build a bright future for all of us. Building stronger communities right here at home. That's how we protect Ontario.
From a first game to their biggest game. From Esso medals to gold medals. We are dedicated to Canada's game.
Dave Reed was talking about Leon Moodley and what an important player he is, and look at players that are counting on to show the way, lead the way, keep things calm and measured. And certainly when you're in your third World Junior tournament, you have that experience, you have the knowledge, and you can pass that on to the other players.
Yeah, you got to come in, Craig. You can only imagine your first World Junior tournament, the bright lights, the stage. You're probably likely a long way from home. And an opportunity to perform at this level. Cool stuff for these kids. As Moodley's shot was blocked. Pump back into the corner.
The tournament comes at you fast. It comes at you furious. You know, you start off, and before you know it, you're playing your fourth game in 6 days. So there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be some topsy-turvy times, and when you have players that understand that, hey, that's just part and parcel of what goes on at the World Junior Championships, it just gives everybody else a sense of calm.
Last year, Craig, Germany played in that relegation one game against Kazakhstan. They got down 3-1 in the game. They ended up winning 4-3 to stay up here in this main championship. Down 2 goals, wrist shot. Play behind the net and play whistle down.
I think Ustinkov is getting a penalty for slashing.
Switzerland number 28, 2 minutes interference.
So now Germany, we talked about the power play. Backhand slash by Ustinkov. Those are the ones you just got the game under control. Don't lose your grip on it.
So the Swiss and Canada, the only teams in the tournament still yet to give up a power play goal. And you saw the Swiss got their first power play goal of this tournament. Germany now looking for theirs. But right now the puck's in their zone. Wilhoft finds it for Lewandowski. Goes without saying, but we'll say it, special teams a must to be clicking at a high level if you want to make a deep run in this championship. Good clear to the German blue line. Lenny Booz has to pop it back. Up for Schaefer. Maxime Schaefer. Tangled up in the corner. Lewandowski powers it. Lewandowski in the corner. Tries to leave it for Booz. Wilhoft. Back end of the line and held it. Nice stick Kosher to keep that play alive for Germany. Wilhoft. Booz. Into the corner again. Schaefer. Schaefer got tripped up. Trying to take it away is Gian Meyer. Kosher hustling. Gets it. Far point. Zips it across. Lewandowski. Kosher. Wrist shot just wide. Lewandowski, boost, shot in front in the slot, and Blessing to the line and out, as that time Fabio Kosher couldn't keep the play alive. Lewandowski, nice move at the blue line. Walks with a puck. Lewandowski takes it deep, waiting and delivers back up high. Seidel across. Kretschmar. Kretschmar has a look, and he'll zip it down low. Kretschmar gets it back. In front, Schwartz, the screen, puck loose, Schwartz jabbing, still with it. No whistle yet, and then finally Kirsch finds it and will cover. 3 minutes remaining in the period, 5 seconds left in the power play.
First sign of life for Germany in this first period. The puck comes into the net area. Now you can see Bush and Schwartz there hunting the puck, looking for a loose puck. They find one, but then they can't get it past Kirsch. Real good save here, holding his ground. This is Germany's 4th game in 5 days, and they look tired. They look sluggish.
Christian Kirsch, born in Basel, Switzerland, also has a German passport. Taking on Team Germany here. 2 shots in the power play as it comes to an end. Just the 4 shots for Germany in the period. Of course, Germany 0-3 in the tournament, just 2 goals in the last 2 games. So offense has been tough to come by, Craig, as you've alluded to. They don't have that high-end sniper or 2 that can finish naturally. Got to grind and be gritty and find a way to pop one here. Here's Mugli, digs the puck free. Mugli from his own zone, lifts to center ice, picked up by Loris Way to Mugli in stride. Mugli, Reber, back to Mugli, cutting in, Mugli, backhand, couldn't pull the trigger. Pull, able to work it up ice. And Germany needs a change, so they'll take one as Timo Kosher got it in deep. Laura, Dave, and Britt standing by, ready for your first period intermission. New Year's Eve right around the corner at this World Championship. Gross-Nicholas going to barrel in on Fabian Kosher. Seidel dropped it back. Lewandowski spins around, plays it back into his own zone. Carlos Hendel back to Lewandowski. Nice little feed up ahead. Schwartz, backdoor feed to the forehand, and losing the puck was Seidel. What a chance he would have had. He just couldn't corral that knuckling puck. And that's an example, Craig, just having that ability to finish when you get those situations right there.
Yeah, it's exactly what Germany lacks, is that it takes a real fine skill to be able to score in tight like that.
1 minute left in the first.
Unfortunately, they're just not building Leon Draisaitl's at the factory all the time. As that great player just hit 1,000 points in the NHL. Draisaitl, what a move to the forehand, cut off. Nolan Catton nearly tucked in another one, if not for Nizer. Ludwig Janssen, nice little pass across. Catton comes again, trying for one here in the first. They'll stop, lead the line. Ludwig Janssen shot, hit a skate, never found its way through.
When I said that Germany looks sluggish and slow, a good sign of that is watching how the defensemen, 2 areas. They're backing in because they don't want, and if they're up, they're getting beat. You're just not quick enough, fast enough. There's the play by Seidel coming across. He tries to bring it from his forehand, or from his backhand to his forehand. Some incidental contact between Steiner and Schwartz. This is a pretty good chance by Noel Cotton. Cuts right in there. Leiker, good save by Nicer.
Ustenkov plays it across Mugli. His shot, glove down.
That's why it's important for Switzerland, for Jan Cadu, to just make sure, hey, let's keep after him. Let's keep after him. Let's keep backing him up. Don't give them any free passes. Plays in the offensive zone, work it below the goal line, work it down low.
Face-off back to Mugli. He plays over 21 minutes per game. Dishes across. Ustenkov shot, and he missed up top. That would have been a massive lift going into the break, up 3-0. As he whistled the shot wide, but it'll be a 2-0 advantage. As 2 nice goals. Kerbler struck first, and then Reber on the power play.
Switzerland did exactly what they needed to do. Press the attack, get after a team that is playing their 4th game in 5 days, and well-deserved 2-0 lead after 1.
It is day 5 of the IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship. Our 1 game and our feature game today here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Intermission is coming up next with Laura, Dave, and Brent.
Thank you for your time.
Wow.
Thank you, Kendra.
Tim, you're up.
Good morning. So I think really our focus is...
You're frozen.
Are we freezing? No, not today. Not today. Well, the numbers go. If you hear nothing else I say, I am going to let you down. You want to go with Kendra?
Yes.
Poor cable internet connection.
When the stakes are high, why rely on cable internet? Switch to Canada's most reliable internet technology with a 5-year plan price lock, only from TELUS.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have an emergency pizza. A free pizza when you need it most.
There you go. Thank you. Welcome. Enjoy.
It takes ages to build character. From the age of enlightenment to the age of rekindled passion. That's why Gibson's Finest Rare is aged for 12 years. Gibson's Finest, one for the ages.
Hey, big guy! Behold, I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach. What do you think?
It's trash.
How dare you look at my masterpiece and say that? I'll burn the skin off your bones! That's the old Bowser talking. I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
We're proud of our 150,000 5-star reviews. We offer fast next-day installations, flexible payment options, and back our work with a lifetime repairs and maintenance guarantee for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and water needs.
Call on Reliance.
With personalized advice from a Scotiabank advisor, you can invest in what you're really invested in. Scotiabank. You're richer than you think.
We're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Just give me a second.
Are you crying?
Just give me a second. We're gonna be playing the EU All-Stars.
They're unbeatable. They're 7-0.
This EU team is spectacular.
The players here are overrated.
We are not scared of them.
Cue that, Jersey.
Let's make sure they never forget who we are.
Every great play starts with an assist. Off the ice, an assist can change a life. The Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund helps kids lace up and play the game we love. Give your greatest assist at hockeycanadafoundation.ca.
What a start for Team Switzerland. Had only 3 goals in the tournament coming into this one. Almost matched that in the first period alone. Jona Neuenschwander now with her Brent Dort.
Jona, find yourselves up 2-0 after the first period. What did you think about your team's offensive efforts in that first 20?
Yeah, we played pretty good. We played simple. I felt that helped us a lot. We brought shots on the net and crashed the net, and that's how we scored those goals, and it's really important, yeah.
Jona, you're 16 years old, and you're playing in your 2nd World Juniors. You're on that top line, playing on the power play, the penalty kill. What is it like to have that role as the youngest member of this team?
Yeah, it's an honor to play for this team, play for Switzerland. That's always special. And also to play on the first line with those 2 guys and be on the power play, that's awesome, and I'm really thankful.
Thanks so much, Jona.
Thank you.
And Dave, we saw him firsthand in Ottawa last year. He was the first 15-year-old in almost 25 years to play at the World Juniors. He's a grizzled veteran now here and a star in the making for a Switzerland program that is in desperate need of one. What's making him so special?
He does everything well, and at 16 years old, playing in his second World Junior, he played 3 games last year. He also plays in the men's league in Switzerland, but every little part of his game, he does well. And when you're quarterbacking the power play, when you're making plays, when you're the guy that they're looking to give the puck to set the play up, that's something special. That means you have an understanding for the game. This was very impressive play. He tracks back and he plays the game without the puck as well as he plays with the puck. And to be able to have the patience to stop in his own zone, create the breakout, and this is what we like to see. This is what the scouts want to see, the great offensive plays. How about his face-off production? 59.3% in the tournament. He's 11th in the tournament. He's 16 years old. When they were playing, when Switzerland was playing against Sweden and Germany, and they were looking for a goal late in the game, he was the guy that was taking the big face-offs, and he was winning them, giving his team an opportunity to score goals. He's a tremendous young player. The scouts are following Switzerland to follow Jonas Neuenschwander. And if you're on Switzerland and you know the scouts are watching this guy, you better be ready to play, because this young man is going to be a heck of a player. He was born in 2009. When I put March 10th, 2009. We're going to see him for at least 2 more years in this tournament. Yeah.
How old does that make you feel?
Yeah, well, we're not talking about that.
No, we're not. Shall we continue to talk about Switzerland
absolutely.
here? Okay, all right. Well, we heard in that interview with Jona as well that it was a simple game for them in that first period, and that got the results. So how did they get to that point with those goals? What did you kind of see from the offense?
From their offense, it starts in their own zone. They are so smooth coming out of their zone, and we saw Neuenschwander get the puck and just delay and wait and get his head up and look to make a play. That's exactly what this team does. There's no panic in their game. It's like, how about this little spin around, tape-to-tape backhand pass, boom, they're out of the zone. They are so efficient at making plays, and they're not in a rush to make the plays. They're not in a rush to make a quick play. They're going to make the right play. How about this passing play? Moving the puck back and over and back up, and it leads to offense. And this is why this team, even though they're not scoring a lot of goals, but their defense start the plays. Their defense are so smooth with the puck to get up the ice, and then it's up to the forwards to go from there. And even on their goals, the goals they scored are generated from their defense. Love watching this team. So impressed with the ability of this team to play as a team. I call it close puck support when you're coming out of your zone. I said at the start, they do it as well as Sweden and the U.S. in this tournament so far, and it was on display in the first period.
Well, let's get to those goals now, because again, this was a Swiss team that was off yesterday, had such a tough start back-to-back going up against the U.S. and Sweden. You can make it? You okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna give my best Craig button.
It's me. I'm contagious here. All right, well, let's take a look at the goals. You good? Want some water?
Good.
I got some water.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
The goals are started by, again, on the back end. You listen to what Neuenschwander was talking about, keeping the play simple and putting the puck to the net. Well, that's exactly what Jean Meyer does. Get the puck, and I was watching him like, you guys just got to get the puck to the net. Too many cross-ice passes. Jean Meyer throws it to the net. Kimmy Kervler makes a really nice play to finish this play off with his skate. Craig talked about it. Kicks it to his skate and taps it in. Germany's not even worrying about the guy in front of the net. And the second goal on the power play, this is a thing of beauty by Leon Mugli, who finds Jamiro Reber on the far side. I mean, that is just a smooth play. Well, that's what happens when you play in your third tournament with Mugli, the Washington Capitals draft pick. Pretty plays. Offense is generated by the defense with some great plays. Offense is generated out of their zone for Switzerland by their defensemen and the way they break out. They're a fun team to watch, and they were in complete control that period.
And they finally have a power play goal. One of 3 teams that had yet to score on the man advantage entering play today, but they're now on the board. Good news, Dave. You get the rest of the intermission off.
Good now,
Laura.
Laura.
Put Craig back to work as we look ahead to a pair of marquee matchup on tomorrow's New Year's Eve schedule.
Canada's Ultimate 50-50 is back. 3 huge draws across the country. It's Hockey Canada's biggest power play yet. Score your chance to win at hockeycanada5050.ca or scan the QR code on your screen.
It takes ages to build character. From the age of enlightenment to the age of rekindled passion. That's why Gibson's Finest Rare is aged for 12 years. Gibson's Finest, one for the ages.
Staples can help you crush your holiday to-do list. Boxing Day deals locked in. To-do list knocked out. Saving on everything holiday? That was easy.
At Reliance, we're proud of our 150,000 five-star reviews. We offer fast next-day installations, flexible payment options, and back our work with a lifetime repairs and maintenance guarantee for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and water needs.
Call on Reliance.
Invest in what you're really invested in. With custom goals and personalized advice from Scotia Smart Investor. Scotiabank. You're richer than you think.
Get ready for college football playoff quarterfinal action as Miami goes up against the Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. We've got that for you. New Year's Eve, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN. You know who's really excited to watch the Ohio State in action? That would be Craig Button. New Year's Eve, always lots of fireworks. We're going to see it in the college football playoff as well, but we're going to see it right here in the Twin Cities. We have not one, but two games that will decide the winner of the group. Let's start with the group that we are not covering. That would be Group B, Canada versus Finland. Who are you giving the edge to in that one?
The Team Canada. And, you know, we saw a little bit of a sloppy game versus Czechia. Dale Hunter was none too happy. And then the Latvia game became necessary for Team Canada to get order in their game, to get discipline in their game. And that carried through to Denmark. And so you look at the 9-1 score, you go, oh, what an offensive breakout. Yeah, it was an offensive breakout, no question. But they played the game with the right disciplines, with the right purpose. And when you get deeper into this tournament, if you don't have those things in place, you're not going to be able to have success when you want success the most. So Dale recognized the problem after the Czechia game, fixed it for the Latvia game. They carried it forth for the Denmark game. Canada's way more talented than Finland. We know Finland's hard and they're competitive, but when you look through the lineups of both these teams, every check mark goes to Canada in that regard. That being said, it's one game. We've seen Finland, be able to create the upset, but Canada's just too good and too much more skill than Finland has, and I think that Canada finishes first in the pool.
Well, let us switch gears to another Team Canada. I know you and Mike Johnson released your final projections for Canada's upcoming Olympic roster. No Jordan Binnington, though. What has the reaction been like to that?
I haven't had any reaction. I don't know what the reaction could be. When you look at 64 goaltenders in the National Hockey League based on time on ice, you know where Jordan Binnington ranks? 64th in all the categories. Every significant category that's measured for goaltending, he's at the bottom. Not near the bottom, not hopefully trying to get his game up. He's not even the starter on St. Louis. There's only one reason he could be named to this team, and that's because management says, we're going to give you the loyalty card. Because everything when it comes to his play, and when you talk about performance, not even close to being a player that should be considered for Team Canada.
All right, well, we will see how MJ and you did when it comes to the final roster, because it is a big day tomorrow, as we know, and it all gets underway bright and early, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. We here at TSN will be revealing Canada's Olympic roster for the upcoming games in Italy. Who's in, who's out? Well, you'll have to tune in to find out. Thanks, Craig, for joining us, and Craig and Brian will be getting back to work to call the second period of this one, and the Swiss well on their way to the first win of this tournament, but still 2 more periods to go.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know.
Thank you for your time.
Wow.
Thank you, Kendra.
Tim, you're up.
Good morning. So I think really our focus is...
You're frozen.
Are we freezing? No, not today. Not today. Where are my numbers, guys? If you hear nothing else I say, I am going to let you down. You want to go with Kendra?
Yes.
Poor cable internet connection.
When the stakes are high, why rely on cble internet? Switch to Canada's most reliable internet technology with a 5-year plan price lock, only from TELUS.
How's everybody feeling tonight?
Is This Thing On is one of the best films of the year. Starring Will Arnett, Laura Dern, Andra Day, and Bradley Cooper.
Oh, come on. I thought this was a comedy.
Is This Thing On?
It takes ages to build character. From the age of enlightenment to the age of rekindled passion. That's why Gibson's Finest Rare is aged for 12 years. Gibson's Finest, one for the ages.
At Reliance, we're proud of our 150,000 5-star reviews. We offer fast next-day installations, flexible payment options, and back our work with a lifetime repairs and maintenance guarantee for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and water needs.
Call on Reliance.
The 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship on TSN is brought to you in part by Wegovy. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Some exclusions may apply.
'26 right around the corner. Our one game today is through 20 minutes of play, and it was all Switzerland as they scored 2 goals, including their first power play goal of the tournament. Jarmo Reber making it a 2-0 game, and a lot of shots as well belonging to the Swiss. 19-7. Glad you're watching our coverage on TSN. Brian Mudryk joined by TSN Director of Scouting Craig Button. And Craig, this isn't exactly a breaking news flash to you, but special teams are important in these tournaments, and Germany's going to have to find a way to get some offense going here.
Well, you talk about offense, so where does it all start? You get an offensive zone face-off. The first thing you got to do is win the face-off. You got to find a way to get to start with the puck. I mean, that's a big advantage now when you look at how the power play sets up in the offensive zone. And Germany couldn't start with the puck. You just watch here. They don't start with the puck, and guess what happens after that? You start chasing back down the ice, and that's exactly why the power play doesn't get any looks, why the power play doesn't get any chances, and hence why they're having a lack of success on the power play. I mean, it's real simple. It really is. Start with the puck to give yourself a chance. When you start without it, you have no chance.
The schedule, Craig, is what it is, and you talked about Germany maybe looking a bit sluggish in this game. Switzerland didn't even play a game yet in this championship, where Germany had 2 games under their belt already. And then, of course, the Swiss then will pick things up in this schedule a little later, as they'll still have some work to do against Slovakia after this game tomorrow. And then if the Swiss hang on here, that's a massive game as well, because your head-to-head matchup is so crucial. Maybe you have a chance to finish a little bit higher in the group. Neuschwander. Great interview with our Brett Dort. What a well-spoken young man for 16 years of age. He's on the puck right now, getting back defensively. And his brother is the backup goalie as well for this game. What a feed right in front. Couldn't find Loris Wade, trying to put it on his tape. Reber picks it up in the corner. Way there to help. That is an ongoing puck battle. And finally chipped to the near wall. Lewandowski trying to free it up for Schwartz. And Germany look out, trying to come back, but a giveaway and a great chance to take backhand score on the follow-up. And Kerbler's got another one. Second of the game, second of the tournament, and it's 3-0 Swiss.
Minute and 8 into the second period, and Kerbler stays on the puck. He creates the turnover. And as they're coming up the ice, this is Schwartz, and he puts it into the skates, tries to turn back, loses the puck. Kerbler finds it with his skates, comes in, shot, rebound, goal. Just a real good example of Kerbler with some pressure and the fancy footwork, and then the finishing. Nicely done. 3-0, and Switzerland is a roller.
Just a minute 8 into the period. Jimmy Kerbler, a pair now. And it feels good to get the offense going. We saw Sweden do that in group play against Germany, putting up 8 as well. And a frustrating afternoon continues for the head coach, Tobias Abstreiter.
Switzerland goal scored by number 89, Jimmy Kerbler, second of the game.
Back-ended in by Kerbler. He's out there again with his line mates. Kerbler chasing after the puck. Germany will control. Thrown down the ice, and Lenny Booz can't get there in time. That'll be icing again against Germany.
Well, the captain for Germany, Tobias Schwartz, trying to make a play here. He recovers the puck, and then he's coming back trying to regroup. And then from the side, Kerbler comes over there and strips him and then makes a real good finish. And, you know, these are the emotions of the tournament. He's a captain who cares. He's been a real good, hard player for them. But, you know you've just made a mistake that has put you deeper into a hole. And, you know, we see the great emotions of excitement, and there's also the emotions of disappointment. And certainly, you look at Tobias Schwartz wearing it, you feel for him.
And he took, Craig, that big body check from Steiner as well in the first period. Got some attention on the bench, and tough kid continues to lumber on in this game. Here, Shelton played into the corner. Pass behind Steiner to the point. Wrist shot, hit a leg and wide as Kosier let it go. Hendel picks it up. Carlos Hendel shields the puck, curls around. Hendel throws one on net, and that's cleared aside. 8 shots now on net for Germany, and 8 saves from Christian Kirsch. Willoff lost his stick, so Hendel's got to get back, and he'll play it to center. Now the Swiss got to get back on side, and that'll be whistled down for 6 guys.
Yeah. They didn't get the clean change. The player was not off the ice before the player on the ice played the puck. That's an advantage. That creates the too many men on the ice. And now we talked about the German power play. If they ever needed a lift, it's right now for Germany. Here it is. You can see 5 guys on the ice, guy coming on, and yeah, you just can't have that kind of play on the ice. If he doesn't touch the puck, I think it might be you let it go, but he comes in, and that's an advantage created with the extra man, and thus the penalty.
Lenny Booz is actually the top face-off guy for Germany. Lewandowski can't win that one.
Well, he needed to win that one, I'll tell you. Again, there they go, lose the face-off, chase the puck down the ice.
Too many players served by number 62.
Look out, turnover right in front. Spinning try, and that was stopped. As Wideher, what a chance on the PK. And he was stoned in. And then getting turned around was Borodori. He found nowhere to go. He got upended. Lewandowski cutting in, wrist shot. Probably going wide. Kirsch got a piece, though. Wideher nearly had one shorthanded in front for his second of the tournament.
Yeah, Borodori didn't know that Schwartz was behind him waiting for the stretch pass, and then all of a sudden he's dealing with a body he didn't realize was there.
Another icing.
So you lose the face-off. The puck goes down the ice. Switzerland keeps putting on pressure. Now they create a turnover. And here comes the play right to the front of the net. And Wideher has a great opportunity here. It hits the leg of Kosier. Prevents Knizer from having to make the save. You see it off the right leg. Boy, that would have been, I think that would have been the straw that broke the camel's back if you were German.
And right off the draw, look at the jump Kerbler has. 2 goals in the game. All of a sudden looking for a hat trick in this game. And he ripped it right off the draw.
As the largest multi-special appearance in Twin Cities in western Wisconsin.
Wade with a quick
that's never short-handed.
face-off and the quick shot. Knizer doing his part to make sure that this deficit doesn't become larger.
Dave Reed was talking about Neuschwander as well, the youngster, 16 years of age. He leads the team in the face-off dot, nearly 60% on draws so far in this tournament as well. So continues to build his game in multiple facets.
And I agree with Dave. I think that he's going to be a real terrific prospect. He's already showing all the signs of having those attributes that makes him so promising.
In jumps the captain Schwartz, who'll play behind the net. 45 seconds of power play time left, but Germany has really struggled in this department. Kosher trying to feed the puck with Poole. Henry up ice for the Swiss to the left side and rifled in by Paul Motter. All the way around to Timo Kosher, gets the puck, shoots it in. Lessig slaps that down the ice, easy clear, as Knizer will stop that. 4 minutes gone here in this second period, and the Swiss have been on their toes the entire game and have really led the charge. Here's a chance at drive. High missing, weird bounce off the blast from Svante Marichal.
Both teams are
held in towards the net, but Marichal missed there. So no shots for Germany on that power play. Svante Marichal centering feed. Kosher couldn't jam it home short side. Slashed at by Nicholas Blessing, and he'll reverse play for Mike Ashliman. Gets up to center ice. Good little pivot and give and go with Schutz going to the net. Tim Schutz started that play. All the way back to center. Hensler plays it across, and he'll get it back. Max Hensler then to the Swiss line. Selected by Gian Meyer up the right wing. Hensler in the corner. Loris Way, good speed, gets in there with Reber. Reber able to play it back. Mugli. Wrist shot, floated one in. Missed the net. Matthias Pape starts the play up the left side of center. Mugli though there, gets the puck down on his tape, and he shoots it in. Look out, turnover. Loris Way alertly. Man, he's having a nice shift. Good speed and jumping on box, and Knizer nearly paid the price. And Germany able to chip that to center ice.
Talk about Jona Neuschwander. You watch him play the game without the puck and with some really good discipline and understanding of how to play the game.
Here's Wilhoff, the chance for Germany in Wilhoff. And I think he wanted the tip. He threw it towards the net. And Lenny Booz, though, couldn't get a stick on the puck. Steiner getting disrupted by Wilhoff. Antonin from a knee, tracking in, still working. Steiner, wrist shot, glove down, what a stop. Lars Steiner denied by Knizer. What a great save. Not the guy you want with the puck on his stick, but what a stop from Knizer.
When it all comes together, it could mean you're ready to talk to your doctor about Wegovy. Ask for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings.
Locked in a stare down with Mother Nature, some wilt, but others push forward. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good light beer. Sleeman Clear 2.0. Real ones know.
From a first game to their biggest game. From Esso medals to gold medals. We're dedicated to Canada's game.
Welcome back to our coverage. The CHL is obviously really well represented at this championship, and especially in this game as well. There's Carlos Hendel, as he plays with Halifax in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. Saskatoon, well represented. Lewandowski, Poole, and Wilhoff on that team. Poole was just traded from Spokane before this championship. So some familiarity to our viewers, Craig, and on the ice as well.
Yeah, great program out in Halifax. Cam Russell, who was part of Team Canada's management group for a few years, does a fantastic job. What a great program they run out there in Halifax. Yannick Jean's got a championship caliber team.
Shot score! A rocket on top, 4-0 for the Swiss. As that was pounded in with some velocity. Ludwig Janssen has his first of the tournament.
Face-off win. Ludwig Janssen just hammers this one. Just a quick little touch pass over. Right over the glove. Nice shot by Janssen. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. The screen, you can see where Kniser's leaning to his right, trying to find the puck, and it goes to his left. Nice shot by Janssen.
That's nice for the Swiss. You're getting your touches. That's 3 guys with their first of the tournament. Obviously 2 in the game for Jimmy Kubler, so he's got a pair, but everyone feeling pretty good about their game, wearing a Swiss jersey right now.
I was going to say, if Germany wants to get back in this game, they're going to have to take some chances. They're going to have their defense pinch, stretch out forwards, try to see if they can catch Switzerland in odd man situations up the ice, try to keep the pressure on in the offensive zone with defensemen punching down and pinching down. They have no other options right now. You know, they're going to have to throw caution to the wind, take some risks, knowing that it could go the other way and start to pile up for Switzerland on the scoreboard, but no sense trying to protect a 4-0 deficit.
And there's a lot of scouts here, a lot of GMs, and you were in the game in that department a long time, Greg. Watching players, too, how they compete and continue to compete in adversity as well. Down 4-0 is Germany in this game.
Good. Yeah, that's very true. Keep playing if you're a participant.
Pass in front, shot stop, rebound in front. Swiss looking for more. Ashley Mann crashing in.
He's okay. Hold on. He's okay.
Had to catch up with the Flyers general manager Danny Briere this morning as he's in the house today watching the game, and we've seen a lot of GMs and scouts here, and a good rush here by the Swiss.
Yeah, the rush, the speed, the quickness, and again, just chasing Germany back to their net, up the ice. There's just not a lot of fuel in the German gas tanks at this point. And 4 games in 5 days, that takes a lot out of you. And you start off playing the USA. It's not an easy game, but Sweden turned it up to another level in their win versus Germany yesterday.
Schwartz, a good puck battle. Germany was in offside regardless. Play comes to center. Catton advancing it up that right side, barreling in. Nathan Borodori. Catton swings it right in front. Wrist shot just wide. As Wideher again got that short-handed look, and then that one right there in the slot. Puck battle. Borodori trying to play it up to Mugli. And Germany skates it up the ice. Matthias Pape shoots it in. Left by Lewandowski, but it comes all the way back into German territory.
The ice for Germany. Too many men on the ice for Germany. Yeah, it's just... It's just fallen by the wayside now for Germany. And, you know, as a coach, you feel it, you sense it on the bench. And
Germany, benchmarker penalty. 2 minute players on the ice.
There it is, you can count. 6 guys. Handel realizes it. And for Tobias Abstreiter now, it's trying to keep the spirits of your team up. I mean, obviously, we talk about there not being a lot of fuel in their gas tanks, but they have another game, you know, and that'll be the relegation game to stay in the A pool and try to keep the spirits up as best as you can. The task of the job changes depending on the temperature and the tenor of the game.
Swiss 1 for 2 in the power play. 5 shots, poking the puck around the slot. And Green dumps it down the ice as Tim Schutz able to get that the length.
Served by number 19.
Down to Kirsch. Ludwig Janssen, who has a goal in this game.
7:36.
And for the Swiss, keep in mind, back to work against Slovakia, so they want to work on special teams, power play, etc. continue to build their game. Here's Steiner. Puck on his stick. He'll patiently delay. Janssen works it across the big forward. Neuschwander's parked in front. Little flip for Steiner. Neuschwander back to Steiner. They'll send it across wrist shot. Reber, and he missed the net. Steiner in the corner, off the wall. Ludwig Janssen drops for Steiner. Boris Way in front, and a good stop. Nizer with Way to screen. Reber plays it behind the net. Way, Reber. Way gets it back. Takes it up high, passes to Steiner. Steiner tried the little drag move, wrist shot with the stick of Svante Merishkov. Steiner. Ludwig Janssen. Jaromir Reber. Into the shot off. He'll pass it off. Reber at the goal line. Waiting, dishing, wanted Lawrence Way. Couldn't get the shot away. And Germany, the backhand swat, they will clear. Yeah, you can see the spirit. I mean, even just those changes right now. Getting some fresh penalty killers off. Germany in top here, 4-0 Swiss. Gross-Nicholas. Ashley Mack, Gross-Nicholas, the give and go, backhand feed. And breaking it up was Nick Mallett. Just one shot on that power play for the Swiss. As Wilhoff's out of the box. As he was serving the Benchminer. Trying to scoot in with speed. Wilhoff into the corner with Mugli. Ashley Mack. Played it, but not far enough. Wilhoff's got it again. Took a big cross check from Mugli. Wilhoff wanted a call. He's not a big guy, Wilhoff. 5'7", 130 pounds. Max Hensler was checked off the puck in the corner. Gets a second effort and works it over to Timo Kosher. Here's Kosher up the ice for Germany. To the left side with Wilhoff, and he was stripped. Gatton tried to send it across. That's picked off at the Swiss line.
See, there's a good example, Brian, of what you talk about keep playing. The Washington Capitals here are watching too. When you watch Maxim Schaefer come back hard defensively to intercept the pass, could have been a breakaway. He makes a really good effort.
Keep battling. Sonsonen's through traffic, and Nizer will squeeze that. The 50th anniversary of the World Junior Hockey Championship, 4-0 Switzerland in the second.
No one wants to wait. Wouldn't life be great if you could just take that bucket list trip today? Upsize for your retirement sooner than later. Or start something totally new on your own timeline. Life goals, financial goals. Invest with Fidelity, and reaching them may just take less time than you think.
Right now at Harvey's, you can get 2 flame grilled burgers for just $8. Make it an original, veggie, or one of each, and top them just the way you like. That's 2 burgers for $8, only until February 1st.
If I could call myself a champion, House Targaryen might take me in.
So, Sir Duncan the Tall, how good a knight are you?
Crave is now bigger and better with over 10,000 new hours of amazing content, including the biggest live events, select sports and news, all at the same price. Crave, endlessly entertaining.
They have this unbelievable water fountain out here. It's got some of the most refreshing cold water that I've had in a long time. You know, like bottled water, sometimes it's got that plastic taste. This water is some of the best I've had in a little while. Just let you know, that's what happens in a game like this. Trying to find the positives at the water fountain.
And to be clear, Craig, you're still drinking it out of a plastic glass.
Yeah, but it hasn't been sitting in there for a long period of time. You know, that plastic bottle thing. That's what I was kind of referring to.
The director of scouting leaves no stone unturned for all of our viewers at home.
Are you okay?
Here's Nick Mailer. You could hear from up here, the official, are you okay? He got clipped in the leg. There's been a few actual scrape-ups for our referees and linesmen in this tournament thus far. Lenny Booz cutting in, one-handed, a good push. Lenny Booz, and he got a call. Penalty coming up to the Swiss. Extra tackle out. Wrist shot wide of the net. Kirsch is going to hold. Good drive by Lenny Booz. Goes hard to the net. You talk about not quitting in a game like this, and he gets his team a power play.
Yeah, exactly. You know, keep pressing, you know, try to put the opponent into a spot where if you get the advantage, you get a scoring chance. If you don't, you perhaps draw a penalty. Good news for Germany. They get a power play. Bad news for Germany. The power play has not exactly been kind to them. But here's the play. There's Booz going, driving hard, gets pulled down from behind. Sansonens. It's amazing when you push the play to the net, you attack into that area. Not only do you have a chance to get a goal, to get a scoring chance, but you also get the opportunity to draw a penalty.
Craig, the Swiss 9 for 9 on the PK in this tournament. As we talked about earlier, Switzerland, Canada, the only two teams yet to allow a power play goal still. And Germany's 0 for 2 in this game. Simone Seidel lining up with Loris Way. Reset one more time, and Way able to win it.
Switzerland penalty, number 13, Basil Sanchez.
Louis Kerbler, 2 goals in the game on the PK. He'll send it down the ice for the Swiss. Kretschmar,
penalty, 11-24.
Moritz Kretschmar to the right side. Germany trying to set up this power play and get some life on their bench. Puck in the corner. Tobias Schwartz could not free the puck, and again the Swiss dump, and again Kerbler some good speed as he hustles in there. Now a penalty to Germany.
Tripping penalty coming up to Kosher.
Germany 22, minor penalty, tripping.
I know this is going to sound funny, but it isn't funny. This probably the way the power play has gone for Germany. Just get to 4-on-4. The power play is sucking life out of their team. They're not having any type of ability to have the puck, make plays with the puck. So try it at 4-on-4. You know, not that he's trying to get a penalty, but this might be a positive here to just get a little bit more ice and try to see what you can do at 4-on-4 rather than continue through the frustrations of a non-functioning power play.
Another face-off for the Swiss from Neuschwander. Stankov thought about the shot. He'll hand it off for Moodley. Sends it across. And a foot race on. Endel trying to break it himself. Carlos Endel will fire it in. Lewandowski and Wilhoff racing after the puck, but the Swiss are on the move. 7:40 remaining second period. Neuschwander fires it in. Endel back in the corner. Checked by Reber. 55 seconds right on in front of 4-on-4 and a big stop as the Swiss hungry looking for more of Stankov. Robbed by Nizer.
So Dave Reed talked about Jonas Neuschwander, and I've talked about how smart he is. Watch how he comes below here to get the puck. Comes through, now he gets the puck. Now you're coming through with speed. The opponent can't put pressure on. He dumps it in. He's not trying to toe dangle here. And now he ends up getting the puck. And all that play from the defensive zone, he ends up getting it. And then a glorious setup for Ustinkov. Like, there's the game. And a lot of players, because they're so skilled at a younger age, they get to take advantage. The fact that he's playing up levels and whatnot, his game is really well-rounded. I thought that was just a great example of that and what Dave Reed has been talking about.
He's playing in the National League back home in Switzerland. That's their top division back home. 4-0 Swiss. So 35 seconds left of 4-on-4. Here's Schaefer. Through center, trying to burst in with speed. He'll throw it in deep. Pape in the corner. Matthias Pape. Schaefer there to help. Pinned by Nick Lehman. Poole in the mix of bodies there to the left of Kirsch, trying to free that puck. Just 5 seconds remaining, and then it's power play time.
Switzerland is playing.
Robinson over the line. Swiss now on the power play as Nizer will steer that into the corner. Schaefer takes a look. He'll flip that down the ice. So 25 seconds of power play time for the Swiss. Hirsch was well out of his net in the corner, but he'll tee it up for Mugli. Mugli cutting in, little pace right through. Mugli in front, trying to center for Lawrence Wade. He missed him. Reber picks it up, wheeling in, shooting, and he missed just wide and missed everything, and it's all the way down to Swiss territory. So one shot on that brief power play for the Swiss.
Swiss have been good in this pool. They've had some good games. They're obviously playing well here today. There's no reason to believe, and they shouldn't have no reason that they can't beat Slovakia. Finished in third spot in the pool. This game on December 31st.
Steiner, look out, gave it away. Schwartz cutting in the captain. And Ustenkov got back to help Steiner out. Ustenkov for Reber, but Germany able to hold it in. Lewandowski behind the net. He'll protect the puck. Bring it to the far boards. Shoulder check from Meyer, and Steiner away with it. Jarmo Reber curls around at center and then shoots it in. Schwartz again upended at the blue line. Reber is trying to set it up, and then skating right by it was Weideher. Swiss will dump it in.
Gian Meyer's been a real steady presence on that blue line for Switzerland.
There's Catton. Shields the puck. Takes a look. Throws it back in. Wanted Borodori. Collected by Handel. And Hendel. Up the wall. Wanted Schwartz. Catton starts to give and go. Borodori jamming it. It's out of the net. And few whacks. And man, Weideher can't buy one. He's had about 3 glorious chances in the game, and he's stoned and tight again. Leonard Nizer keeping it a 4-0 game. We're in the state of hockey, St. Paul, Minnesota for the World Junior.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. You can even get a home in the heart of Seoul and a dance class, K-pop style.
All of my girls looking good and they got their own money.
Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
On a crisp winter night by a couch twice their size, gathered a family who saw things with childlike eyes. What was this festive feel? Why the Tim's holiday meal? There were lattes and donuts topped off with Biscoff, flatbread pizzas with festive fun socks. Let's light up the tree, we heard them cheer. Oh, well, they laughed. A small blunder, my dear. So if you too want that magical feel, feed your inner child with the Tim's holiday meal.
Well, the goaltender for Germany has been very good. Nizer with some really good saves, real alert. You talk about battling, and it's a good scoring chance. And coming from below the goal line is Borodari, and Nizer holding his ground, and Weideher just can't find a way to get the puck behind him.
He's had some nice chances in this game. Benny Weideher. Here's Kretschmar, swatted by Schaefer to center. And a good steal, Wilhoft. He's got some speed. Lost the puck. Reaching for it is Max Bleiser. And then a trip right at the line. Germany's going back on the PK. Bentley coming up. And into the glove of Nizer. So another power play for Switzerland. 4:13 to go in the second.
Germany, number 19, Weidenfeld tripping.
Again, Weideher just takes a step. Wilhoff's stick gets right in between the legs. Penalty killing takes a lot out of you as well. Switzerland has been moving the puck, being on the puck, and winning the battles. So now you're spending a lot of energy killing penalties.
Power play 1 for 4, 7 shots.
47.
4 minutes remaining, second period. As the Swiss, 4 on the board, and a good job by Nick Mowell, causing some headaches. And Steiner will bring it in with Way. Steiner in the corner. Walk behind the net, Reber. Able to poke it free. Neuschwander for Reber in the corner. Jona Neuschwander up top. Janssen for Steiner. Steiner trying to drag that and shoot it. That's in front. Just missing was Reber. A good setup in the corner. All the way up the wall, Steiner. Ludwig Janssen. Janssen hands it off. Seam pass as Neuschwander was trying to find Reber. Off the stick and out of play.
Ask for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings.
Minute 11 remaining. Swiss just dominating. You see the shots, you see the score, and a ton of power play time. And Germany just hasn't had the juice in the legs in this game as Gross-Nicholas sticks it free up to the line. Mugli, Gross-Nicholas zips it down low. Ashley Mann back to Gross-Nicholas. Up for Mugli. Mugli gets it back. Great shot in and out the glove, still loose in the jam. Ashleyman just wide behind the net, slashed out, and Germany able to clear.
The score would be at least double without the play of Nizer in the net. He has been so strong.
Mugli lays it back, and Ustenkov lost his footing a little bit. Gets to Gross-Nicholas. They'll flip and go in deep. Gross-Nicholas in the corner. Got the pass from Antonin, but Germany a good clear down the ice. 20 seconds left in the penalty. There's the captain, Mugli. And his third World Junior lays it back. Ustenkov up the ice. Gross-Nicholas. Antonin tried to center for Ashleyman, who was cruising, and then he lost his stick. One shot of the power plays. It comes to an end. Antonin still with a puck, shooting. And Leonard Nizer, another stop, Craig, and you make a great point. He has been their best player for Germany.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody else that's even close to his class. And he's remained sharp. He hasn't become lax in any regard, playing in the net. You know, with all the puck play and plays in and around the net, that can tire out a goaltender and start to feel a little bit of that fatigue. Probably the best thing for Nizer is he wasn't even dressed yesterday. Just get rested, get ready for this game, and he has been more than ready for Germany.
Cutting in is Sonsinen, takes it behind the net. Sonsinen's got a reverse play, cut off by Pape. Puck at center, shot in, and icing. Yeah, I was didn't get the red line. Thought he did.
I thought he did too, Brian. I thought he did as well. Doesn't matter what we think.
No kidding. There's the line of the tournament.
Yeah.
And maybe they did miss one, so they're going to drop it at center, Greg. So maybe we were on to something there. Face off back to Hensler. He's going to shoot it in, but took a weird carom. And the Swiss control behind the net. Jan Meyer to the line no further. Shot again and a big rebound. Picked up by Nicholas Blessing for Catton. Catton plays it up the ice. Boy, Dory charging into that corner, as is Catton, slashing for the puck. Schwartz has it. Tobias Schwartz at center. He lost the handle of the puck, getting some help from Lewandowski. And then again, the Swiss able to chip it down the ice. And a good pivot by Pape. Make sure there's no chance there for the Swiss on that rush. There's Meyer. Takes his time out of his own zone to the line. Final minute inside Craig Casino Arena. 4-0 Swiss. Wilhoft cuts in, shoots, and no problem there. No screen for Christian Kirsch. And that's the 10th shot of the game for Germany.
Kirsch has had long stretches of inactivity. Gets a little feel for the puck there. Just keep it clean.
Pass for Lenny Booz. Schaefer tried to set him upside of the net, but again, Kirsch read that very well. Stay with the play, and another face-off in Swiss territory.
Yeah, when you're not winning face-offs, you might just want to say, hey, we're going to push it forward and try to win the puck in the corner, not at the dot. Different way to try to gain possession of the puck in the offensive zone.
Lenny Booz is their top guy for Germany in the face-off dot, but again, unable to win that one. The Swiss have been stronger in pretty much every department in this game.
Sometimes you want to change the mindset. It's not about winning the face-off. It's how you gain possession of the puck, and there's different ways to do that.
Kosier able to send that up for Booz. He'll track it to the corner with Schaefer. Lenny Booz. Pass to the slot, nobody home. Mugli takes his time and takes it wide. The stop, shoots, and a rebound to the right as the Swiss changing. Borodori in the corner. 2 seconds remaining. And the Swiss 20 minutes away from the full 3 points in our group.
The Swiss have this game firmly in control. And if it wasn't for that gentleman right there wearing the big pillows and the goaltender mask, this score would be a lot more lopsided than it is right now. But make no mistake about it, the game is lopsided clearly in Swiss's favor.
Your intermission is coming up next here. Day 5 of the World Junior, and you're in good hands as Laura Dyke and Dave Reed and Britt Dort have you covered on the other side.
Germany 4.
Generation of stars become legends, and lifelong dreams turn to gold. It's the annual tournament that defines Canadian pride. The 2027 World Junior Championship is coming to Edmonton and Red Deer. Don't miss your chance to celebrate a holiday hockey tradition you'll never forget. Ticket packages won't last long. Your best shot at seeing Team Canada at home is to sign up for the priority draw. Don't wait. The draw closes January 6th. Sign up free at hockeycanada.ca.
We're building the future of nuclear energy right here in Ontario. The first small modular reactors in the G7. The first large-scale nuclear facilities in decades. Creating over 150,000 new jobs during construction and operation, delivering new opportunities for workers. We're powering a more competitive, resilient, and self-reliant economy, securing our future as an energy superpower. That's how we protect Ontario.
This holiday season, give the gift of endless entertainment and stream hit series. Plus, Canadian Crave Originals. Get Crave starting at $3.99 a month for your first 3 months. Ends January 12th. Terms apply. Only available at crave.ca/subscribe.
This is the ED. It's not for the faint of heart.
Welcome back. Who else is going to get this place through the 4th of July? I could use a second set of hands.
And so it begins.
Team Switzerland adding 2 more goals there in that second period. But let's go back to period number 1. Jamir Reber getting the first power play goal for the Swiss at this tournament. Here he is with Brett.
Jamiro, you've completely shut out the Germans right now, 4-0. What has allowed you guys to have complete control of this game?
I think we're skating great. You know, try to bring pucks deep and be good at the forecheck and win the pucks, and I think that's what it's the best thing for us.
Competing in your 3rd World Juniors now, you've worn this jersey on a number of occasions for your country. What does it mean to you every time you get to compete for your country?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's always great to come back here and play with friends, you know, almost family, and then you know, it's awesome. It's always an honor to play for your country.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that's always the question that puts a smile on the players' faces, what it feels like to represent your country and put that jersey on an international event. All right, Dave and Laura back here with you again, and a lot of positive signs for Switzerland. Again, we said kind of the other side of, I don't want to say bad luck, but perhaps deserved a better fate on how well they played against the U.S. and Sweden, not getting any points in those 2 matchups here. Only 6 players had recorded points in those 2 games, and now the offense breaking through a little bit here.
And that's why coming into this game, Switzerland was 0-2. They just weren't able to score and weren't able to get their offense going against 2 of the better teams in the tournament, USA and Sweden. They played very well, but they weren't able to score. And in this game, it's the opposite. Kimi Körbler, who used to play with the Ottawa 67s for a couple of years, had 11 goals in 72 games over 2 years. He's got 2 goals in this game. He had 2 goals a couple years back in the U18 World Championship in 5 games. When he puts on his country's jersey, well, guess what? He's an offensive scoring machine. And against Germany, he could easily, after this was a shorthanded situation that gets stopped. He was set. Nuenswander tried to set up for the hat trick on their last power play, and the puck just didn't get there. I mean, Körbler is the type of player that Switzerland's going to have to rely on moving forward in this tournament to consistently score some goals. He's got great jump. He's on his toes in this game. And this is a team that is showing now, yes, they can score. They're getting their confidence against Germany, and it's good. Slovakia is going to be tough in tomorrow's game.
Yeah, with the tough part of their schedule over, yes. Now they're looking ahead. Speaking of having issues scoring, that would be Germany. Looks pretty deflated out there today, Dave.
This is a difficult tournament when you come in, and especially their last game yesterday against Sweden. They allowed 4 power play goals. They allowed 8 goals combined. It would have been 5. There was one goal scored 2 seconds after the power play expired. There's just not a lot of jump in their game. They get the power play. They're not winning face-offs. They're not winning one-on-one battles, and it's the opposite. When you're playing a team that is jumping, that's hopping, that feels confident, it shows. And the power play for Germany coming in was 0 for 7 coming in. They're not a gifted offensive team, but this is a perfect example of the deflation of their kind of attitude. There's 3 guys on 3 in the corner. You need to have 4 if the other team's got 3. If you're on a power play, the other team's got 4 in the corner. You put 5 in the corner. There's just that team game just is disappearing. Germany came out strong in this tournament. They looked really good early. They were moving the puck well. They're not scoring goals, and they've got to find a way to regroup. They have 1 period before they're going to play in the relegation game. They've got to find a way to regroup, find some energy in this 3rd period to carry over to that final game.
And a tough back-to-back, right? Playing against Sweden yesterday and giving up those 4 power play goals. All right, when our intermission continues, we'll keep our conversation on tomorrow's winner takes the group games. We'll hear from Gavin McKenna, who was named Canada's player of the game yesterday. And we'll also talk a little USA-Sweden.
From a first game to their biggest game. From ESSO medals to gold medals. We are dedicated to Canada's game.
Right now at Harvey's, you can get 2 flame grilled burgers for just $8. Make it an original, veggie, or 1 of each, and top them just the way you like. That's 2 burgers for $8, only until February 1st.
It's a beautiful day.
No one wants to wait. Wouldn't life be great if you could just take that bucket list trip today? Upsize for your retirement sooner than later. Or start something totally new on your own timeline. Life goals, financial goals. Invest with Fidelity, and reaching them may just take less time than you think.
My name
name is Rachel Parent. I've spent half my life investigating the health and environmental impact of our food systems. In today's world, we constantly hear buzzwords about things affecting our health. Forever chemicals, GMOs, microplastics, pesticides. These are the issues I'm passionate about. Join me in simplifying them so you can take preventative steps to care for your health.
Learn more from Rachel Parent at illumi.health.
You can have whatever you want for a price. Latest trend? Sure. But don't expect it to last.
That's not how we do it.
At Marshall's, our buyers hustle 24/7, so you never have to compromise on quality or price.
I'm impressed. Let's talk numbers.
We're getting you a better deal because at Marshall's, we believe that everyone deserves the good stuff.
Every great play starts with an assist. Off the ice, an assist can change a life. The Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund helps kids lace up and play the game we love. Give your greatest assist at hockeycanadafoundation.ca.
It is a jam-packed day tomorrow on TSN. Not only do we have a full 4 games of the World Juniors schedule, we've got the Canadian Olympic men's roster announcement. Also, the Spengler Cup final will take place in Davos. Catch that at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific here on TSN. Gavin McKenna gave us our second hat trick of these World Juniors last night against Denmark. Here he is on looking ahead to that big one tomorrow.
Growing up New Year's Eve, you look forward to that game, and obviously it's a big one. Winner gets first place of the pool, so Finland's obviously a very structured team, got a lot of skill, they work hard, so got to make sure our details are really dialed in and just make sure we're prepared.
What do you remember about the summer game against Finland?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit chippy. You know, we have that in the back of our minds for sure, but you know, I think for us, we're just going to come out and play our game and be a hard team to play against. I think we got a lot of skill, but that needs to be hard skill tomorrow. You know, when the games get tough, we need to be a tough team to play against. So, you know, I know we're prepared in there, and we're really excited to get out there and play that game.
We've been saying it, we're the dream killers. We come into every game and want to kill every team's dream. So, yeah, we're going to go into that game and play hard, play our game, and play the Canadian way.
Well, just before that Canada-Finland game, we've got the U.S. and Sweden, the biggest game that we've seen so far here in Group A. Who will finish first? Who will finish second? We'll find out in about 24 hours from now. But this is a contest between two teams that have very different styles of play, Dave. So where do you think this one will be won?
Well, I think it's going to be won through the neutral zone. And for the U.S., I say that because they've got tremendous speed. When they get the puck and they're moving and they're stretching the ice out, that's when they're at their best. They love to send a guy up to the far blue line and have everybody just come flying up the long stretch pass, defensemen jumping up late in the play. They're a very fast team. They want to stretch it out. They want the defense and the defenders to really be spread out throughout the game and try to stop us. On the opposite of that, Sweden is a team that's going to work you down low. They work extremely hard down low. You've got guys like Viggo Bjork, even Ivar Stenberg, who's expected to be in the top couple of the draft coming up, is extremely good down low. Their captain, Jack Berglund, is very, very tough to play with down low. Eric Nielsen, that's not including, you know, the stars that you've got, the goal scorers with Frondell with this team. Both teams will score plenty of goals, but the key to this game for the U.S. is going to be their speed through the neutral zone. They've got to get Sweden out of their game in the neutral zone.
Well, yesterday's USA-Slovakia game didn't exactly scream defense, considering it was a 6-5 final. No Cole Hudson. He remains day-to-day, so we'll see if he is in the lineup. But it was all about next man up. Who was the next man up for you yesterday?
Chase Reed has done a fantastic job just for his ability in the Sioux this year to really step up and really show everybody in USA hockey that he belongs on this team. Well, he does belong on this team. When Cole Hudson went down, you're looking for a quarterback on the power play. You're looking for an offensive defenseman. Chase Reed was the guy who stepped up in the play, and he played that offensive role, and he created some huge opportunities, gets 2 huge assists on 2 big goals by Hagens in this game. And it's, where's the opportunity? Where's that next guy going to show us? You said it. Next man steps up. Well, Hudson was out. They didn't miss him. They're going to be better with him in the lineup. But Chase Reed was excellent. in the game against Slovakia.
You know what else was excellent? The crowd here at Grand Casino Arena yesterday. The Swedes, they travel well. It's going to be a jam-packed house. We can't wait for this one to get underway. But of course, we're not done with the Day 5 action here in St. Paul, Minnesota. One more period to go as the Swiss have the commanding 4-0 lead.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
No one wants to wait. Wouldn't life be great if you could just take that bucket list trip today? Upsize for your retirement sooner than later. Or start something totally new on your own timeline. Life goals, financial goals. Invest with Fidelity, and reaching them may just take less time than you think.
The 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship on TSN is brought to you in part by Wegovy. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Some exclusions may apply.
For 40 minutes of play, our one game, our feature game today, Switzerland in control, up 4-0 as Körbler. 2 in the game now. Ludwig Jonsson getting his first of the tournament. You see the shots, you see the score. Switzerland has been dominating. So, Craig, one of the storylines coming in is take advantage of a situation, take advantage of a game like this, and Körbler has certainly done that to help his side.
Yeah, certainly, and the manner in which he's gone about his business has been really impressive. To apply the pressure, create some opportunities for yourself. He's been really good with respect to hounding the puck, staying on the puck, and then when you do those types of things, get to the area in front of the net. Beautiful play here, takes the puck off his skate and then sweeps it into the net. And then this play off the face-off quick, but he creates this second goal just with putting pressure on. There he is again, using his feet to create an advantage for himself, and he finds a way to get the puck to his stick and ultimately into the back of the net. But real good tenacity by Körbler, and certainly his 2 goals have been well-deserved and well-earned.
So for Germany, 20 minutes remain of group play. They might need a minor miracle to extend that as they're down by 4. Offense has been an issue. They had 3 against the United States in their opener and then just a single goal in their last 2 losses. So 0-3 in the tournament, and Switzerland can really take charge here, pick up a full 3 points, and set themselves up nicely for a chance to still finish 3rd in the group here. You know, it's USA and Sweden, the top dogs. They're going to face off tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, Grand Casino Arena for top spot in our group. Puck in the corner, Simon Seidel tried to send it up to the far point. Loris Way interrupts, and he's on the way with Neuschwander. A shot through Neuschwander, and picked up and skated up the other way. Max Henzer lays it in for the captain, Tobias Schwartz, trying to lift the stick of Sonsonens. Schaefer spins and shoots it back in deep. In comes Hendel. Big shoulder check on Jonsson, lost his stick. Sonsonens up the left wing. Paul Motter, good speed into the corner, but he lost control of the puck. Moved up the right wing for Schaefer. Benny Booz did a flyby. He couldn't find the puck. Wilhoff falls, so look out. Here's a chance. Körbler coming in. And down on the ice, that's Dustin Wilhoft, and he is still, he's yet to get up. So that 2-on-0 obviously was because of that play, which results in the penalty. And he's not a big guy, Wilhoff. Big heart, big engine on that young man, but small in stature.
Here's the play. Yeah, Kerbler kind of
82 minor penalty, slashing.
Reaches around. It's like he catches him with the blade of his stick right on the knee, top of the knee. Certainly that created the advantage for Switzerland. That is negated by call on the ice for slashing, and that's the right call. Sometimes you get that stick just in a spot on the leg there where trying to get that nerve hit. The leg gives out, but I imagine that Dustin Wilhoff will find his way back onto the ice for his power play.
Kretschmar off the draw. Gustav Gryba has the puck. Gryba takes a look, goes back to the point. Gryba leaves it in the corner. That deflects out of play.
We are using game pucks. If a puck flies to the stand,
as Germany obviously yet to strike on the power play in this game, a few good opportunities, but to your point, it can suck the life out of your team if you can't find a way to snap it around and maybe snap one in. Elias Poole will try to win one off Widerher, and Poole does win it clean. Good possession, good shot up high, and fought off as Seidel got that one on Hirsch. Schwartz trying to dig it free, and he will. Seidel. Schwartz is parked right in front. Gryba gets it back. Gryba takes a look. Kretschmar. Gryba. Stops, backdoor feed. A good stick, though. That was Widerher. Good PK stick. Back up to the point. Sent across. Gryba one-timer. Kind of healed the shot. Tried to backhand it in deep, and the Swiss a good job to find the puck, and Borodori sends it down the ice. Towards Kretschmar. Up the right side for Booz, out of his reach. Lewandowski was reaching for it. Kretschmar has to curl around. Good pressure by Reber. Reber, good steal behind the net. On the PK, Reber. Nice tenacious work there by Reber. Booz in his own zone, lifts to center. Lewandowski. He'll step it in, and in the backhand behind the net. And obviously Wilhoff out there. Good to see him back on the ice, competing on this power play, which has just 20 seconds remaining. Maybe a chance again. Shorthanded Loris Way. Backhand feed. Cleaned up, though. And Booz sends it up quickly. Here's Lewandowski. It was knocked off his stick. Lewandowski tripped up. Mugli away. Modern into the play and just off his stick. Modern. One shot on that power play as we're 5-on-5. Mugli works it in deep for Modern. Reverses for Anthony. Modern got dropped in the corner. Bozier behind the net in a puck battle with Anthony. Good job by Anthony. Gets it for Steiner. Steiner skates away from traffic and throws it into the corner as it popped right on the tape of Spate Marischal. Spate Marischal will feed it across. Lewandowski, Spate Marischal shot, and Hirsch will hold.
Christian Kirsch has just been asked to make sure you keep the game clean, keep your game tidy. That's exactly what he's done.
Ilian Ojwander is the backup goalie, brother to Yona, who Dave's talked about. Jan Meyer starts the play. Borodori. Pass was in his vicinity, but it'll be icing charged against the Swiss.
There's some pretty good goaltending from that tandem of Christian Kirsch and Elijah Neuschwander. Giving them, not easy games. Real good performance by Kirsch versus the United States. Really good performance by Neuschwander versus Sweden. You get that area of the team's game. Nice poke check there by Kirsch to make sure that puck doesn't come to the front of the net. But that area of the game, your team gets settled. There's no concern about it. That just helps everybody just stay in a state of calm.
They may see each other in the Pacific Division someday. Kirsch, Sharks draft pick, Neuschwander, Ducks draft pick. But a lot of runway until that moment is our moment right now at the World Junior. Nearly 5 minutes gone, third period. Pass intended for Schutz, who is broken up. Johnson has the puck, stretches up ice. Loris Way cutting into the forehand, hauled down, draws a penalty. And a hold. And just the holding call. Haven't seen a penalty shot yet in our group.
Attack, that's what Loris Way does.
Germany, number 16, 2 minutes holding.
Loris Way gets around, and now he's cutting in. And now you put the defender into that spot where he's got to reach around and grab with his hand, and Switzerland goes on the power play.
1 for 5, 8 shots on the power play for the Swiss. And the box has been busy, both of them. 10th power play overall in the game.
Germany penalty number 16.
Henser sends it down the ice to Kirsch.
Time of the penalty, 4:49.
The Janssen. Utah draft pick will lay it back. Reber gets it back. Jarmo Reber. Jona Neuschwander chips it for Reber. Round the wall. Centering feed. Neuschwander went right through him. And the Swiss will regroup. And Germany gets to change it.
And the puck skipped over Neuschwander's stick. It was a nice play by Steiner below the goal line to just get things settled down, and then unfortunate luck with the puck for Neuschwander.
Jarmo Reber, Neuschwander dumps into the far corner. Steiner picks it up. Steiner for Reber. Reber, nice little backhand feed. Neuschwander. Reber. They'll throw it up top. Steiner. Janssen. Back to Steiner. Ludwig Janssen deals it back. Steiner in front and hit a German body. Missed. Good hustle. Janssen keeps the play alive on side. Reber back to Janssen. Steiner steps in and shoots. Get it out of the glove, and Neuschwander picks it up. He showed off that shot a few times in this tournament, Steiner. Janssen. He'll shoot just wide behind the net. Neuschwander picks it up. Dishes for Reber. 30 seconds left in the power play. Reber for Steiner. Lars Steiner. 1 goal in the tournament. Swiss just working it around on the outside. There's a drive up the side of the pipe from Neuschwander. Reber in the corner. 9 seconds left in the power play. Ludwig Janssen. Few seconds remaining. 5-on-5. That shot, rebound, pop, 3. And out of the box is Mailer. They couldn't find him though clean as he was trying to plan that right. Nick Mailer could not. 7 minutes gone in this period. Here's Mugley. Antonin, good speed. Drives it in front. The pass for Gross-Nicholas, but it was behind him on his backhand. Ustenkov keeps it on side. Antonin, nice move. Cuts in. That hit a stick and goes into the netting behind the net. Jona Neuschwander, 6'3", 187 pounds. Not draft eligible till 2027, but getting some looks in this game.
No one wants to wait. Wouldn't life be great if you could just take that bucket list trip today? Upsize for your retirement sooner than later. Or start something totally new on your own timeline. Life goals, financial goals, Invest with Fidelity, and reaching them may just take less time than you think.
On a crisp winter night by a couch twice their size, gathered a family who saw things with childlike eyes. What was this festive feel? Why the Tim's holiday meal? There were lattes and donuts topped off with Biscoff, flatbread pizzas with festive fun socks. Let's light up the tree, we heard them cheer. Oh, well, they laughed. A small blunder, my dear. So if you too want that magical feel, feed your inner child with the Tim's holiday meal.
Craig, some fans show up with their favorite jersey or nation on. Other people show up dressed up as broadcasters like us. And then there's this guy. He's into it. All the calls, all the signals. Yeah, interference. No good. No good. Good goal. That's awesome. Entertaining for us.
Yeah, it is entertaining because there's been some stretches where this game where you're looking for a little bit of entertainment.
And listen, if you need a backup plan, you got the E-Bug goalie. I think we got the E-Bug, I don't know, linesman, referee, whatever you need there.
Scott Zelkin, who's a director of officiating for the IIHF, Mike Lego, former NHL official. I would suggest that maybe they're scouting potential referees in case of emergency.
Always be scouting. Isn't that your motto?
Yeah, keep your eyes open.
There you go.
You never know what you might see, what you might find.
Ashley, man, he got tangled up, taken down. Lenny Booz starts the play out of his zone. Mugli, bouncing puck. Will Hoff was there as well, and Mugli will collect. Ustenka moves it quickly. Gross Nicholas throws it in deep. Niger will play it. Swiss changing behind the play. Played up to center. Lewandowski able to hand it off. Schwartz, good burst of speed. He'll stop, wait for help. Up top, that shot right on. Let go by Pape. And Kirsch, not busy in this game. 13 saves and counting. Puck behind the net. Ashleyman, oh, right in front. Good forecheck. Mike Ashleyman set it up. It's still loose. And I don't know if that puck was covered, but there's the whistle. All set up by a nice little forecheck behind the net.
Health Partners and Tree are proud to be the official medical providers.
Yeah, Whitehurst's been around it. And we've seen him with the force below the goal line, forechecking. Real good play by Borodari coming back, and it comes right to the net. And geez, Niser's been good. Really good in this game for Germany. And just gets down quick, and that hits him in the pads, and then he keeps the rebound underneath, covers it up. Maintain your positioning. So sometimes you need the puck to hit you, and if you don't have the proper positioning, chances of it hitting you are diminished. Niser with real good position.
That might be the 4th grade A chance in the game for Whitehurst. Right in front, as Ashleyman, who set up that play, is on the puck right now. Like Ashleyman. They'll fire it in deep. Ashleyman will backhand it in. Puck to center. Nicholas Blessing back to collect it for the Swiss. Blessing from his own line, he'll stop. Reverse. And at this point, the Swiss probably pretty content to just kill off some more time, keep the good habits going, and get out of here with 3 points. As they are right back at it tomorrow against Slovakia. Ustenka, Loris Way, shot block. Way again. He'll hand it off. Mugli. Ustenka, Mugli, one-time drive, no traffic as it missed the net. Reber collects it though. Way parked in front again. Top angle shot, jam play again, and that was Neuschwander creating from the goal line. Trying to pop one in. Loris Way for Mugli. Capitals prospect for Neuschwander. Ustenka. Nice little move in his own zone. Skates it up the ice. Ustenka. Little flip into the corner. That's it for Ustenka. He'll wrist one and gloved out of the air by Nizer. It is day 5 of the World Junior, the 50th anniversary. It's actually a beautiful day here in St. Paul, 2026, right around the corner.
When it all comes together, it could mean you're ready to talk to your doctor about Wegovy. Ask for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings.
By joining the skilled trades, you'll make a living while making places to live. You'll build a strong, stable career for today and for tomorrow. Plus, with over 140 skilled trades to choose from, there's more opportunity than ever to build a bright future for all of us. Building stronger communities right here at home. That's how we protect Ontario.
Hello, Leon Boogly. Surprised you didn't squirt water at the camera right then, because you've stirred it up here a few times. There's a cross check. He certainly could have been a penalty. He plays hard. He plays aggressive. Oh, he gets a stick up again in Wilhoff's face. It's nice to see him back playing. You know, a player that was injured. He plays hard. He plays competitively. He's got some good attributes. And the Washington Capitals do a nice job of just allowing their players to develop at the rate that they should be developing. They don't push them ahead. They try to get them as ready as possible.
Oh, a near turnover. Wilhoff would have been in home free, but he lost the puck. And that forced Nizer to make another quality save. Anthony leaves with a Janssen for Anthony in the corner. Steiner trying to break some room in front of the net. But the puck battle is to the right of Nizer. Big body check against Steiner. He's laid a few bodies in this tournament. Steiner, wrist shot. And that was blocked. Enzer paid the price. Steiner back on the puck. Steiner. They'll lay it across. Played behind the net. Under 9 to go in this third period. Steiner, one more time, makes the move at the line, and this time he gave the puck away. Right to Wilhoff, who spins and jams it to center.
Back to Boogly really quickly. Martin Faravari, a Slovak player in Washington. I mean, I would say if you're Leon Boogly, watch him. Watch how his development progressed, and the Washington Capitals do a really good job with their young players in terms of helping them along. And I think Leon Boogly can look at a Martin Faravari and go, okay, that's a path that I can see, and a path that would be one that he'd be good to follow. There's a body check coming right in there. There's Steiner. Helmet goes off. Booz has to go to the office, or to the bench.
And on that theme, Craig, of Washington Capitals draft picks, the second rounder Cole Hudson, we hope, day to day, as the United States back in action, a big game for the group tomorrow night against Sweden. Ryan Leonard, of course, a first-round pick, a star in this tournament. What a shoulder check from Handel. Wow. A big body check. And Germany up the ice. The captain cruising in, Schwartz. Plays it to the point. Kozier's drive misses. At the line, Catton swinging for the puck. Pops to Meyer, and Meyer's going to do the high lift to center. Wide Herr the puck, shoots it in deep, and he's engaged right in front of the German bench, who's trying to change out about 2 conversations, and now finds the right bench. Antonin chips it in. Paul Modern speeding after the puck. Drive in front of the tip. Modern didn't miss by much as Modern cruising towards the front of the net. What did our analyst Dave Reed say a number of times? Forget the outside play. Get to the net. Drive the net. Give yourself a chance at some scoring opportunities. I hear you, Dave Reed. You and Laura Britt doing a great job in our group. That time it was Moogly. A big hip check in front of the Swiss bench. So trading some pretty good body checks here in this third period. Riva, the dump in. Moogly back on the puck in the corner. Ashleyman took the hit to work it down the ice. And that will be icing against the Swiss.
Hit parade. Carlos Handel comes right across. Good body check. Malcolm Borodori off then, and then there's a squeeze play by the two German players, and then there's Moogly. Oh, that's beautifully done. Coming across, bending your knees, and then shoots. How would you rate them?
The hits?
Yeah, like, I mean, you got to put them 1 to 4. There's 4 there.
I'm not a guy that usually went into the corners. Craig, I get to chat sometimes with Gary Roberts, who went in every corner. I'm that guy, you know, on the patio, the Chardonnay.
I think the Moogly hit was the best one, because you got to come across, you got to get your knees bent, and you got to make sure you go through the body. So from a technical body checking point of view, I give Moogly number 1.
Conversation of the Swiss bench right now. It's like Mike Ashleyman getting his helmet adjuster helmet on as he was getting some attention. Alexander Osterberg, the Swedish referee, had that little conversation. And now we're away again, puck down, playing our way. And the wrist shot, Kretschmar handled easily by Kirsch.
Anton Frundell having a little chuckle. Herman Liv. Everybody's relaxed. They won't be relaxed when that puck drops at 5:08 on New Year's Eve here at the Grand Casino Arena. That'll be a big game, USA-Sweden. First place in the pool here.
So a chance to obviously watch a little bit of the action. Teams get the opportunity on off day to practice as well. Ludwig Janssen, good pace out of his own zone. For Reber got a touch as it goes in behind the net. Leischwander trying to poke the free, he will for Loris Way. In front, Reber right on, and again, Knizer the stop. They pick players of the game for each team, and Knizer should be the guy. No doubt for Germany. 4-0 Swiss. 5:55 remaining in the third.
We are made in Canada. Homegrown, Canadian owned and operated. We're neighbors. Friends. Family. We're more than just made in Canada. We're a fabric of Canada.
This is the Mercy Capital Court, powered by artificial intelligence. Detective Raven, you're charged with the murder of your wife.
I'm not guilty.
You have 90 minutes to prove it, or you will be executed.
Use the tools.
Every camera, cell phone, and database is at your disposal.
Show me everyone she had contact with. She was seeing someone.
Solve the mystery.
Can I see my daughter's socials?
Hear that?
Someone was in my basement.
Or face execution.
You're running out of time.
Bring that back? No, I have something here.
Oh my God. Mercy. Only in theaters January 23rd.
From a first game to their biggest game. From Esso medals to gold medals. We're Canada's game.
Day 5 of the World Juniors continues next. Latvia, Denmark over in Group B in Minneapolis at 3M Arena, 4:30 Eastern Time. And what a better way to spend your New Year's Eve than, of course, with Team Canada back in action tomorrow. Top spot Group B, Canada, Finland, 8 Eastern, TSN, CTV. We can't wait. 2026 right around the corner. Of course, the marquee matchup here will be USA taking on Sweden for top spot in the group. That should be electric in here. USA games, pretty good crowds, around 13,000 or so. Hoping for a big-time crowd for that one. And, of course, the tee-up for that one will be Switzerland right back at it against Slovakia. That's the early game in our group tomorrow.
You and Frankie Corrado will be on the call for the early game. Slovakia and Switzerland.
Where are you going, my man?
I am, we're doing the Olympic announcement for Team Canada over at the other arena.
Did I make the team?
You have not made the team as of yet,
okay.
But I know that they have you under consideration as a key replacement person.
I can help them with their wine orders. Ooh. I can do that. Got to find your strength, Craig, and stick to it.
It's funny when players used to go to the World Junior Camp, they'd say, I'll do anything. I'll fill up the water bottles, and I would tell the players, no, you got to go there and do what you do best. They have people that can fill the water bottles.
Meyer will shoot it in.
You had some of that water from the fountain.
I did. It was good.
Yeah.
In your defense, it was actually excellent. I'm lucky enough, actually, do get to go to the Olympics as a curling reporter. So I'll be in the beautiful mountains of Cortina. Dolomites, be very cool stuff.
Yes, it will.
Always special.
Yeah, it really is.
Under 5 to go. 4-0 Swiss.
I saw Caitlin Laws and Johnny Morris win the first mixed doubles gold medal in Pyeongchang. That's pretty exciting.
I'll never forget Vancouver, where Kevin Martin's team was unbelievable. Dear friend Cheryl Bernard, silver for Canada. Yeah, special stuff at Olympics on home soil. And saw Sidney Crosby score the golden goal on a laptop on an airplane ready to take off. It was wild, special, really cool.
2010 streaming wasn't what it is today for all you kids out there. It staggered and it circled and it was slow.
Yeah, you were around before the internet, Craig.
I was.
Amazing.
I got into one of those moments as a parent with my girls. I don't know what they were, about 7 and 10. I started talking to them about there was no internet and everything, and they're kind of looking at me cross-eyed, and I forget which one said to me, they go, well, if you didn't have the internet, how did you send email? I said, you go down a rabbit hole, don't be surprised.
You get on your bike, and you bike over to your neighbor, and you go say hi. Old school.
Oh.
Here's Poole. Up the left side for Germany. He'll take it in the corner, hit by Meyer. Ashley Meyer try to chip it up the wall. Pape steps into the play.
Mike Marshall, our wonderful producer, he's got a young son. Don't be laughing in there in that truck, Mike. You'll be having some of these moments with your children. Well,
Nicholas Blessing changed numbers. He's wearing 52, but he doesn't have a nameplate on his back anymore. So things that happened. I looked down, I'm like, who's 52 without the name? You talk about getting called up, Craig. Anyways, that's Blessing now wearing 52. And he'll backhand it around.
He's just testing us.
Well, I was looking down, and I didn't know what was going on there. Someone jumped on the ice. 2:15 to go in the game. Wrist shot, and Kirsch will cover that as he tries to finish off a perfect sheet. So, unfortunately, the young man actually had a bloody nose. He was wearing number 14. 14 on the helmet there, so trying to get cleaned up as he got some repairs on the bench. So you throw on 52, no name, no problem.
What number would you like to wear if you had to jump in there as a replacement?
My favorites, I played baseball competitively, 11 and 13. So I was born on Friday the 13th, so I wore 13. And being from Northern Alberta, there was a really good hockey player that wore number 11 for a number of years for the Oilers.
The Moose, Mark Messier. It's funny, I was talking to a couple of younger players about a month ago, and I was talking about Ryan Getzlaf, and they looked at me like I had two heads. I said, you don't know Ryan Getzlaf? No, I said, you know Corey Perry? Oh, yeah, Corey Perry. We know Corey Perry. You know,
what country were you in? Where
it was Canada.
You?
It was Canada.
Oh, okay.
But it's just because, you know, Ryan's been retired for a number of years. Yeah. Corey's still playing, and, you know, people start to pay attention. And, you know, that's how quickly it happens, right? You know, you start to, no, but, I mean, it was just, that's the gap, right? You know, and, you know, you're talking to 14-year-old kids, and, you know, it's 4 years ago, 10, they might not really be paying the same type of attention.
My nephews are that age, and they want to know about the stick, shaft, and curve, and who's playing with what in Montreal. And yeah, they're on it, and they're all over the YouTube stuff, seeing what the players are doing and cool goals and such. Under 2 minutes remaining, 4-0 Swiss. It has been a low event third period, as you could probably tell by our conversations. Ustenkov up the left wing. Bleiger under duress as Kerbler looking for the hat trick. Pass in front, Loris Way shot. And a good chance. And again, Kaiser, who has to be player of the game for Germany. Another quality stop. That's 46 shots and counting for the Swiss.
Yeah, stopping Kerbler, trying to go for the hat trick. There's Kerbler again with real good pressure. Puck comes right out in front. There's that real good work. Quick shot. No rebound. Kerbler hoping for a little bit of a rebound. Loris Way turns around with a quick shot. Now, Latvia and Denmark are playing, getting ready to play their game. That'll be for positioning. One will go to relegation. One will stay pool and go to the quarters. So, you know, when you start to look at it, I have to give the edge to Latvia. And then you start to look ahead to Germany and Denmark in a relegation game, and I certainly would give the edge to Germany in that regard to allow them to stay in the top pool next year in Edmonton Red Deer.
And we know for sure Sweden, USA, they stay here, and 3 and 4 come over. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. Canada could finish third.
Ah, okay. That's why I asked the director of scouting, Reber. Final minute here inside Grand Casino Arena. Weideher in front. Reber's shot will miss. Puck right in front. Oh, and again, just missing Weideher. That might be his 5th chance. Glorious chance in tight. You saw him slam his stick in disgust with himself as Wilhoit throws it into the corner. Backhanded to center. 25 seconds left of the game as Christian Kirsch, the only thing remaining, can he remain perfect with a clean sheet and record the shutout. Puck at the line. Blessing will chip it to center ice. Knocked down by a high stick. That'll halt play.
The bottom line is Sweden and USA stay.
They do stay here, yeah.
Weideher again with another chance. Yeah, he's done everything but put the puck in the net.
You could build a highlight back of just his chances, and they've been really good. Not like, you know, far out shots. They've been in tight, great looks. Full marks to Switzerland. A 4-0 shutout win, and Christian Kirsch gets his first win and first shutout of this year's World Junior Hockey Championship. And that's the first shutout, Craig, for Switzerland at the World Junior Hockey Championship since January 2nd, 2019. It was a 41-save shutout versus Sweden in a quarterfinal game.
Switzerland came out, they jumped on them, they got Germany chasing the game, and Germany just really didn't have a lot of energy and a lot of fuel in their tanks. And Switzerland took full advantage. They really did. They did what they had to do. I've been impressed with Switzerland right from game one. They've played really well together. They've had really good team play.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players in each team will now
So best players from each team.
Blanket featuring the Land of 10,000 Rinks mural.
And then the Swiss national anthem still to come here
World Junior
to close out our coverage.
Designed by Minnesota-based Indigenous artist Shauna Boulette-Grabantine as part of the Assist 26 community initiative. The artwork honors the Indigenous lands, cultural teachings, and deep hockey roots that define Minnesota. The prizes will now be presented by Casey Murphy, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Delta Dental of Minnesota. The best player of the game for Team Germany is number 29, Leonard Nyssen.
Yeah, 43 saves. I mean, it could have been 9-0 if not for this kid.
Clear cut. Best player.
And the best player of the game for Team Switzerland is number 89, Kimi Kurbler.
Yeah, Kurbler, pair of goals, was dangerous. You got a highlight back on him. In this broadcast, he was all over it. So Germany done group play. They'll finish 0-4. They'll play that one-off game to avoid being relegated. And Switzerland back to business tomorrow against Slovakia. In the meantime, the Swiss national anthem.
For the national anthem of Switzerland.
So the Swiss are on the board, getting their first win at these 2026 World Juniors. Well, yes, unfortunately for Germany, they'll have to play for their top-level lives for a third straight time. We will wrap up Day 5 here from St. Paul when we come back.
The 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship on TSN is brought to you in part by TELUS, now offering 5-year plan price lock on select mobility and internet plans. By Esso, from the Esso Medals program to representing Team Canada, Esso is dedicated to Canada's game. And by Tim Hortons, proudly supporting over 100,000 Timbits hockey players in Canada.
Inspired by the strength of a diamond, every stitch reflects our resilience, pride, and belonging, forged through time and pressure. Canada's 2026 Olympic jersey, a symbol forged.
Над лугом, неизменным дивным кругом, светит и молчит. Бледный луг цветущий, мрак ночной по нем ползущий, отдыхает, спит. Жутко выйти на дорогу, непонятная тревога под луной царит. Хоть и знаешь, утром рано солнце выйдет из тумана, поле озарит. И тогда пройдешь тропинкой, где под каждой пылинкой жизнь кипит. И тогда пройдешь тропинкой, где под каждой пылинкой жизнь кипит. Холодный месяц встал над лугом, неизменным дивным кругом светит и молчит. Бледный луг цветущий, мрак ночной по нем ползущий отдыхает, спит. Жутко выйти на дорогу, непонятная тревога под луной царит. Хоть и знаешь, утром рано солнце выйдет из тумана, поле озарит. И тогда пройдешь тропинкой, где под каждой пылинкой жизнь кипит. И тогда пройдешь тропинкой, где под каждой пылинкой жизнь кипит. Хоть и знаешь, утром рано солнце выйдет из тумана, поле озарит. И тогда пройдешь тропинкой, где под каждой пылинкой жизнь кипит. Пусть светит месяц, ночь темна, пусть жизнь приносит людям счастье. В моей душе любви весна не сменит бурного ненастья. Ночь распростерлась надо мной и отвечает мертвым взглядом на тусклый взор души больной, облитой острым сладким ядом. Облитой острым сладким ядом. И тщетно страсти затая в холодной мгле передрассветной. Среди толпы блуждаю я, с одной лишь думаю заветной. Пусть светит месяц, ночь темна, пусть жизнь приносит людям счастье. В моей душе любви весна не сменит бурного ненастья. Месяц, ночь темна, пусть жизнь приносит людям счастье. В моей душе любви весна не сменит бурного ненастья.